Are you about a size 14?
Oh, was she a real big fat person?
Fuck me. This isn't a comedy. I don't think this was supposed to be a comedy.
It was funny.
All Guts So Gory presents Silence of the Lambs.
You spook easily, Starling?
Not yet.
He's past the others. The last cell. I'll be watching. You'll do fine.
A killer is on the loose.
Keeps them alive for 3 days. Then he shoots them, skins them, and dumps them.
A rookie FBI agent is on his trail.
He's got real physical strength, cautious, precise, and he's never impulsive. He'll never stop.
But in order to track him down, she'll have to match wits.
I'll help you catch him, Clary.
Believe me, you don't want Hannibal Lecter inside your head.
With the darkest of all minds.
Just do your job, but never forget what he is.
But he's a monster. Pure psychopath. So rare to capture one alive.
So close to the way you're going to catch him. Do you realize that? Oh, Clarice, your problem is you need to get more fun out of life.
You told me you don't spook easily.
You call this easy, sir?
Lecter's missing an arm.
Man's a raving maniac. Who knows what he'll do? The mad and macabre.
Oh, what monster could have done this?
I'm just going to bash your brains.
Live or die. Make your choice. Wake up, little girl.
Playtime's over.
We don't know what death is.
Sliced and diced.
Welcome to the All Guts So Gory podcast. My name is Mike with Justin and Charlie, and we bring you today The Silence of the Lambs, a comedy from 1991.
Right.
Apparently.
It's the slapstick. it listens to the podcast, or else it gets the hose again.
Oh, man. Let's see. How long? We'll see how long we can go without quoting Buffalo Bill as this podcast goes on.
I got the under on it. Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. So, The Silence of the Lambs. This is a group pick, guys. This is not a Mike pick, a Charlie pick, a Justin pick. This is a group pick, just like our first episode, The Thing. We're going to do one of these major movies every now and again where it's just one that we all love, that we don't want to just put a label on one person's name to. We picked this one for a reason. Guys, Charlie, I'll start with you. Like, why do you hold Silence of the Lambs in such high regard?
It's one of those movies that, I mean, it's kind of hard to describe. It's kind of like a palate cleanser, right? You go through like a long time of movies, and then something comes out. Like, I imagine we're going to do Blair Witch as a group project as well, where it just like, holy shit. I mean, this just like changed the game, and it was like, okay, we're like a palate cleanser. All that stuff that we have seen before, it kind of puts the whole genre, all of horror, into like a reset. Like, now we got this.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna kind of echo what Charlie was saying. It's just it's a 10 out of 10 for me. I don't know where you guys have it, but it's a near perfect movie to me. Great acting, great directing, and I think we're going to get into some of the stories behind the scenes and stuff, but like some of the choices didn't make sense, but they ended up working because they didn't make sense. Like, the director loved Anthony Hopkins because he was compassionate in The Elephant Man, but he wanted him to play this terrifying, guy. So it's like maybe it's the conflicts that make it make sense. And each time I watch it, I'm aware of something else they were doing maybe a little ahead of their time, like speaking on gender politics and stuff like that. I'm going to preface this podcast by saying I am not qualified to do the review that this thing needs based on some of that stuff, but we'll fumble through it.
Yeah, there's certainly some things to talk about, and some major points that Jonathan Demme talked about in the wake of this movie, and some of the blowback he got for portraying Buffalo Bill in a certain way, and the connections they made, and things he didn't mean to do but didn't really come across in the final cut of the film that he later kind of apologized for. We'll get into some of that later on, but I mean, I agree with you guys. This is just an incredible movie. It's got Smart characters, really smartly written. It's got great acting, obviously. This thing swept the Big Five Oscar awards, which only 2 other movies had ever done. Those were One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and It Happened One Night from 1934. It's not a horror, so we're not going to cover it on this podcast.
I mean, I did do some homework this time. So
what? That's the scariest thing on this podcast is that Charlie's
copious
doing homework.
notes on the little things about this movie.
Nice.
So, yeah, we all love Silence of the Lambs. This one made the rounds on TBS and TNT and on the movie channels, I think, often for me growing up as a 1991 release. This was mid-90s, late 90s. Seemed like it was just on a lot if you ever wanted to catch it. And it wasn't maybe till later in life for me that I actually watched it from start to finish, like caught it at the very beginning with Jodie Foster running through the woods at the FBI.
So culturally, you were aware of it way before you ever saw it, then is what you're saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. When did everybody see this one for the first time, and what are a couple scenes that they'll never forget from the first time they saw it?
I think
put you on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, something I never forget is where Lecter beating the 2 guards.
Oh gosh,
the two guards.
I got thoughts on that in a minute too.
This is the prison in Tennessee where he beats the one where the blood splatter and just chews on the other one's face.
Yeah,
that's what I'll never forget. And I think I definitely saw this movie in pieces on
with pieces.
Not as a
double feature.
Good double feature, but. Saw this movie in pieces on TV before I sat down and watched the whole thing from start to finish at one point. So I had already kind of known
Put
a little
together.
bit of it, but like
you Tarantino'd it like it was out of order.
Probably, being like 10 or 11 and like knowing of this movie, and then it's on TNT and even some stuff's cut out. But that's kind of my first experience with it, was seeing some parts before I saw the whole thing.
I saw it when it came out in the theater. And I remember from that experience, just a couple things stuck with me, like when Clarice is, towards the end, and she's in the house,
Night
and
vision.
What's her name is in the well, and she's like, "I'll be back," and she's like, "Come back here, you fucking bitch!" Like the whole place just erupted in laughter, and it had been pretty much silent before that, with just like gasps and like, "Ooh."
Yeah, it's
and then the part where
not a lot of
Buffalo
permission.
Bill does the dick tuck and dances it around. Everyone was like,
what part was that? I don't know.
What? It was like I heard like what the fucks, and I was like,
probably some oh hell no's.
That was not on the TBS version. I remember watching,
but it should be.
quite a bit.
It didn't show anything.
And then when you pick up the DVD, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
So there's a common theme with when I see movies, and it was like when we were left alone at like parents' house with unfettered access to VHS collections, or we went to Blockbuster. But yeah, I definitely remember seeing that around probably 93. So I was probably 11 or 12 when I saw it, and definitely remembered the night vision scene. That thing, like where Buffalo Bill had the night vision and was about to kill her. I remember the moth in the throat. Like that was some effed up stuff at the time for me. I was like, why would you do that? And the naked dancing, of course, will never leave my mind. Ever. So yeah, what else did you got for us? We're going behind the scenes.
Yeah,
snipping this a little bit.
Yeah.
What we're gonna do first? We're gonna do some director, writer.
Yeah, I just want to throw one question out there real quick.
Just
you guys.
do it.
It's probably an elephant in the room when it comes to this movie. The debate: is this horror? Is this thriller?
I have some thoughts.
It's listed as horror, but yeah, I'm on the fence too, because it's more thriller. Maybe the cannibalism aspect of it, when he starts chewing on the guards, that kind of would tip it past thriller, which thriller can be violent. But when you start getting to like gore, then you cross that line into horror. So I think it's like just over the line. But it's so good. It's easy to call it a drama or a thriller, which is just like code for a really, really, really good horror movie with a good cast.
So I did a little. I feel the same way. I've been conflicted. Is this a thriller? Is this a procedural? Is this just a great whodunit? But IMDb listed it as genres of, let's see, I think it had it as horror, psychological thriller, crime, drama, horror, thriller, police procedural, serial killer crime. So it kind of weds like everything together there. I think it becomes, your argument for horror would be when Hannibal basically eats the cop's face, and when Jodie Foster or Clarice in this movie is down in the basement and there's real stakes on the main character. Makes it kind of horror.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think this one is, I don't want to say ahead of its time, but maybe the first of its time, where we're so numb these days with so many, say, like true crime podcasts are out there. Like, this would be a podcast subject today if this was.
We're doing this podcast on it right now.
We are. But you know what I'm talking about. Like, if this case happened, it's something that I think we're just more numb to, or people are less sensitive to.
Her eyes were cut out. Her
everyone
lips were
listens
cut
to the
off.
true crime stuff. Everybody watches, like, so many people watch the true crime stuff on TV and, like, you know, Netflix or whatever streamer you watch. They're dropping. I think Netflix just dropped like the Ed Gein story. And Peacock has dropped like, you know, whatever. Like, there's stuff on Jeffrey Dahmer. There's stuff on all these killers out there.
Yeah.
That there's so much content that it's almost, it desensitizes us to all of it. And so this, in the 1991, it's certainly a horror, because I don't think everyone is sensitive to it. The cannibal aspect, like you said, there's a head in a jar in this.
Oh yeah,
there's decomposing bodies. There are photos, photo evidence that are extremely gory. Of just like skins, like people with their skins cut off their back. Like it's fucking gross.
Did you guys get into that? Those were real actresses they used for those. Yeah. They killed them. It was crazy. I didn't know they could do that. No, they didn't kill them.
But this is like in 1991. This is scary as shit, I'm sure.
Right.
And it's just something that nowadays we're a little desensitized to, I think. So it fits the horror bucket for me because of what we see in it.
In the research I did, it did kind of hypothesize or theorize that Thomas Harris, the writer of the source material, maybe based this on an Ed Gein, like an amalgamation, like a kind of a grouping of a bunch of different serial killers. Like
Ed Gein always gets put in there.
Ed Gein, right? Ted Bundy, with how he got
Ted Bundy,
how he got her into the car.
Literally, a description of how he got
Ted
women
Bundy would
into
have
his
like
van.
fake a broken arm and be like, "Can you help me with my books?
Sir, can you help me get this couch in this car?"
And then, you know, boom, you're trapped in the car with him.
Go ahead and get it. I want to get it all the way in towards the back.
All the way from the back.
I think I put a little twang on that one.
You may have.
Don't step on dumbest character yet, guys.
Before we go too far, I know this is topic. It's on topic, but it's like a rabbit hole. So I saw Silence of the Lambs in the theater, but this was not the first Thomas Harris movie.
Manhunter,
1986. Directed by a little-known director you may have heard of, Michael Mann.
Who?
Michael Mann.
He
did Ali. I don't know if
remind Charlie.
Heat. Last of the Mohicans, Ford versus Ferrari.
Wait, Miami Vice?
He wrote it. He directed it.
Wait, he did Ferrari, Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, he did Ferrari.
No, Ford versus Ferrari.
No, Ferrari. Not Ford versus. I'm serious.
You're serious? Because I looked at his credits and it said Ford versus Ferrari.
Are you sure? Maybe I'm.
Yeah.
We have a Mike versus Charlie moment.
Yeah, I don't
fight.
Check it out.
No, yeah,
But the original Hannibal
Michael
Lecter was Brian Cox.
Yeah,
he was like Agamemnon and Troy.
Sure,
he was
in the Bourne Identities.
Lead cop in. Was that comedy?
Oh, he's great.
Shit, I can't remember now.
Super
Troopers. Yeah,
Shenanigans.
And Will Peterson was the star. Right, he's been in like CSI. He's done like CSI, scene of the crime scene, scene of the crime scene. Right, he's been in all of those.
All that one,
and it's based on the book before
Red Dragon, basically.
Silence of the Lambs, which was Red Dragon.
Right, and
then they remade it, which was unnecessary.
That's why you don't like Red Dragon, right?
That's one of the reasons why I don't like. I think Manhunter was better than Red Dragon.
Sure.
I think that it was a better movie. I'm going to say it. It was a better movie than Silence of the Lambs if they had Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter, because his performance in Silence of the Lambs was just incredible. Like, Anthony Hopkins must really be the best actor or a real psychopath.
He says he doesn't know why he connected to the character so well. Did anybody stumble across that?
What I got was that what's his name told him, the director of Silence of the Lambs, was he wanted him to play the same character as
Elephant.
In Elephant Man,
right?
Like
compassionate.
when he was like, well, he was a good guy, And he's like, well, Hannibal Lecter is a good guy too, except he's insane.
Right.
Yeah, he's
Right?
compassionate man, right?
Yeah.
Something else to mention on, it's important to notice this is not a Hannibal Lecter movie. This is the title, everything about this is, the director even kind of angled it from, this is a Clarice Starling movie, right? This is,
everything's her POV.
everything is from her.
And I got stuff on that too, yeah. Even getting down to the camera angles, why and how they did stuff for her.
Yeah, I loved, Jodie in this was awesome, right? It's perfect cast for this, but we'll get into that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
I want to stick on Manhunter for
Manhunter.
Okay, Manhunter.
So Manhunter was also not a Hannibal Lecter movie. He was only in it. The character Hannibal Lecter was used basically the same way.
Right.
And as a FBI agent, I can't remember his name.
Will Graham.
Will Graham would go to him to get his perspective on stuff and information on stuff. And turns out he was also working with the other serial killer, the Tooth Fairy, played by
Brian Cox.
No,
Noonan. The guy who was Frankenstein
Tom
in
Noonan.
the Monster Squad.
Noonan.
Oh, right,
He's a
okay.
notorious method actor and
Yeah.
like pissed everybody off.
Jack the
during-
Ripper
he was-
in,
he wouldn't hang
Last
out with
Action
anybody
Hero.
in the movie.
I mean,
He
that's
was
the
just
first of my 2 Last Action Hero
Yeah.
references I'm going to make.
Great.
Hope you love it.
Great, all these
But then,
last
I mean, there's just so many ties that come out in Silence of the Lambs. So, during the filming of this movie, Anthony Hopkins was playing King Lear at the National Theater. During the filming of Silence of the Lambs, Brian Cox was playing King Lear at
funny.
the National Theater.
It's funny.
And it was just a really, really, really good movie. What do you got? What do you got, Mike?
I think it's a really good movie too. I think it's different than Silence of the Lambs. It's definitely more thriller. It's not a horror.
It doesn't show up
it's
as
shot
horror.
like a Michael Mann movie. If you've seen Heat and you haven't seen Manhunter, there's definitely some scenes that you're like, oh, that's Michael Mann, where it's a lot of blue hues. They're like nighttime in their house on the coast where it's a full moon and the blue reflecting off the water lights up.
Did he do Collateral too?
Yep.
I think
Collateral he did, yeah.
He did a
so
lot.
it's very much a Michael Mann movie. A lot of Michael Mann tropes are in it. Dennis Farina plays Jack Crawford, and Dennis Farina is amazing. He was a longtime cop before he got into acting, so he was a Chicago detective for like 30 years.
You couldn't tell
He was
by his voice.
in
Couldn't tell.
Thief, and he collaborated with Michael Mann on Thief, and collaborated with him for Heat to get some of the more accurate stuff as far as some of how the police things kind of go and the detective work and all that stuff goes down. So
Ted Levine also has a connection to this movie, Manhunter.
Remind Charlie. That's James Gumb right there, right?
So he was a friend of William Peterson, and he went to the rap party and met Mann and met.
Oh yeah, he's in Heat, right?
yeah,
God, who was it that he talked
Levine's
to?
in Hunt.
Somebody else. And so he got to go in for an audition for Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
And they called back to when they had met earlier, and bam, he got it. I mean, there's just like Manhunter is like Dawn of the Dead. It's not the best
without the zombies.
psycho killer slasher movie.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
And it doesn't even show up as a horror movie
Definitely
on
more of a
IMDb.
procedural than this one,
Right?
Yeah,
But it kind of laid that foundation. And I kind of want to put this in here because I feel bad for the movie. When Silence of the Lambs came out, it just blew everybody away. And it just, like, there was no mention of Manhunter, any connection to Silence
you feel
of the
bad
Lambs.
for Manhunter getting
Yeah,
kind
because
of
Silence
lost.
of the Lambs is a sequel.
Right, it's the second book
It's
of
the
Tom
second
Ferris,
movie, right?
Second book, second
Manhunter's
movie.
the first
and
movie.
one of the other differences they make in Manhunter, they make Dr. Lecter look like an inmate. He's in a white cell with white bars. He's wearing a white jumpsuit with numbers on it. And in Silence of the Lambs, he's a monster. There's nothing that says inmate.
Yes.
He's behind glass. He's
Right.
down in a cellar. Like, you're not here with like
Oh,
you're with
I know
the
what you're
worst
saying.
of the worst.
How they're handling him.
And and when they do the transfer, he's got a mask on and he's like strapped to a cart.
Oh, yeah.
It's like wheeling King Kong into New York, you know.
So another thing,
He's a monster. He's not like
right?
oh, we're just gonna carry this guy in shackles.
Anthony
No,
Hopkins
we're
does a
strapping him down.
much better.
They make
He
him a
is Hannibal
monster,
Lecter,
not an idiot.
He is Hannibal Lecter. He's really good. But at the same time, I'm going to call bullshit on Anthony Hopkins because he says that when they were filming Silence of the Lambs, when they did that whole transfer thing, He was going to be moved from Baltimore
to Tennessee.
They were going to put him in a yellow jumpsuit, right? And he's like, well, no, I think I should be in all white, which he was. And when he got to that courthouse jail, the special jail they made for him.
It's awesome.
He was in white. And I'm going to call bullshit because the original Hannibal Lecter, Brian Cox, was in white the whole time.
So
I think
they did
just pulled it from the first movie.
I watched some behind the scenes on where they were testing different colors on him, on what worked for all those scenes. One for him in his normal cell, one for the transfer scene. The set director, I don't know, was it the set director, costume director, whoever it was, definitely took their time and really made this look right.
Yeah.
They made it look like everything was tailored to him. Like even his white shirt or whatever was a medium or whatever. It wasn't like a baggy shirt on him or whatever. Yeah. A Baby Gap medium, I guess.
Because he gives off that, that
sophisticated.
I have to be completely clean and top button type of serial killer. My hair has to be slicked back type of.
They call those organized. Killer. Yeah, those organized.
Over-organized, yeah. So it makes sense that it would be skin tight.
I don't even know what part of the podcast we're on right now, but
we're just talking
I just wanted to get on my soapbox for a while.
Let me segue from Manhunter. If we don't have any more Manhunter,
yeah.
Back to Silence of the Lambs. Dilo De Laurentiis, who produced Manhunter, ended up being a box office flop, so he ended up passing on doing Silence of the Lambs. The rights went to Orion Pictures for free.
Nice.
But then De Laurentiis later co-produced Hannibal and Red Dragon.
I saw Gene Hackman bought the rights for Silence of the Lambs first. And then he said, this shit's too violent. I can't really do it. And they bought it back from him, basically.
Yeah. Well, Jodie Foster tried to buy it, and that's how she found out that Gene Hackman already owned it. Because he thought it was so good.
Yep.
But then, he kind of backed out. He tried to get himself back in as director at one point. But by then they had moved on from him, and they were like, nah.
I think I'd heard his daughter convinced him, was like, you can't do this. Like, you're not this guy.
Yeah.
Like,
You've got to do replacements in 20 years.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. So, let's talk about, you want to talk about Jonathan Demme? Real quick.
I'm not a mega fan of Jonathan Demme. I mean, I didn't see Married to the Mob. I didn't see
Something Wild's a good one.
Okay. There's Philadelphia. I obviously saw Philadelphia and Rachel getting married.
Yeah. The Manchurian Candidate.
Oh, I saw that one too.
But then he drops off and he's doing sports documentary directing, which he did before Silence of the Music. That's
lots
what it was.
Bruce Springsteen.
He did that before Silence of the Lambs, and then afterwards he starts picking that back up again. It's really weird kind of career.
Fantastic job on this one. He's used to working with films that have a strong female character at the center of them. So this is kind of definitely up his alley. He definitely was like, okay, I can do something. He was reluctant to do it at first, thinking it was a slasher, like a corny, just another slasher. But somebody convinced him to read it, basically twisted his arm, and he was like,
and a lot of the stuff that I heard or that I heard, I'm just walking around the hallways at MGM and I'm just hearing shit. Stuff that I read was that a lot of the actors were like, this won't work. Let's do it this way. Jodie Foster would do it. Anthony Hopkins did it. The guy who plays Jodie Foster's kind of like mentor FBI guy did it a couple times, just like, hey, we should do it this way, or I don't think we should do the stuff that they were going to do in Montana. And I don't know if this guy was, when looking at his career, I don't know if he was a great director or he was just great,
but
just great. Finding his way, and just got lucky and found his way into a couple movies where he was the director,
like a Phil Jackson
but kind of
thing.
The cast was
Phil Jackson,
where he's kind of guru, kind of made these great people work together well.
But the great people were kind of
with an Oscar winner already, Jodie Foster, with an accomplished actor in Anthony Hopkins. Even if he didn't win, he did win this Oscar, but if he didn't, he's still an amazing actor.
He was a great theater actor.
Philadelphia, he wins an Oscar for, but also Tom Hanks in that. You know,
I think he's just
Denzel
got attached to movies on luck, and the people he was directing were calling a lot of the shots, and they know what the fuck they're talking about. And it just all came together.
It's like a quarterback
and they're
with great receivers,
Well, I'm like a shitty quarterback with great receivers.
Joe Burrow with
super
Jamar
running back.
Right, exactly.
And he just got pushed to the side, and
Or maybe he
changed
allowed
things enough that made it great movies.
allowed input. Maybe is what you're saying. He allowed it to be molded a little bit.
You know, hearing like stories about other directors who are
like Kubrick.
We're going to film this.
We're going to break your soul
110 times until I think we got it right. And I'm not going to take your input. I don't fucking care how many Oscars you have, type of guy, and can get away with it.
I like the
that's just a theory.
The Clint Eastwood type story where it's like 2 takes. That's it. You get 2 takes.
Yeah.
If it takes more than 2 takes, we're doing something wrong.
Yeah, he wants to be done before lunchtime.
Right.
He's like,
well, at the Sizzler, he's got to get there early, you know?
That's why I had to give up directing in Hollywood. I'm just not that guy.
Right.
Ted Talley, he's the writer of the Silence of the Lambs screenplay. Also, he was Oscar winner for this. One of the 5 it won, adapted from the Thomas Harris novel. Not a notable screenplay writer. Not
Playwright,
much,
yeah.
Again.
You know, the Father Clement story, White Palace, The Juror, Before and After. All
The
Three
Rural
Horses.
Juror?
Decent stuff.
I just don't know anything about those movies. 12 Strong I've seen. He wrote that one.
Did he?
And he wrote Red Dragon as well.
No.
But yeah, not much really to talk about with him other than congratulations on your Oscar, man.
Yeah.
This is a really well written screenplay. I believe. I mean,
it's kind of
it adds to it. If the it's so dialogue driven, some of this movie, and if the dialogue sucked, like it would.
I read 2 things on this. One, it's kind of held up as a gold standard on how to stay true to the book and make it your own a little bit. There was a lot of internal dialogue in the book, apparently. I have not read the book, but apparently Hannibal Lecter is in his head thinking a lot, and that's all on the page, right? So instead of that, they made 16 minutes of great dialogue from Hannibal Lecter and showed it. They didn't write, they just showed how smart he was, right? So yeah, great play, adaptation.
Yep. Before we get to the actors, I don't think this movie really has a tagline. The movie poster just says based on the novel or based on the horrific novel.
I think they did tagline. There was
a second
post taglined it.
tagline.
You know, they're like after they knew how the movie was received and the stuff that people were cluing in on, then they went back and
what I saw in a second version of the poster says Dr. Hannibal Lecter, brilliant, cunning, psychotic. In his mind lies the clue to a ruthless killer. Clarice Starling, FBI, brilliant, vulnerable, alone. She must trust him to stop the killer. Way too long for a tagline.
And then there's another colon, and you can just keep writing.
Right. That's Cliff Notes.
Right.
Cliff's Note.
Right. That's the whole movie right there.
Yeah, not a tagline in my opinion, but that's what they put on one of the posters anyway. The movie doesn't need a tagline, right?
I don't think any movie
you're the
really
tagline
needs a
guy.
tagline.
I mean, it's so culturally significant now, and even in the mid-'90s, I think this thing was a hit so fast that other people were referencing Hannibal Lecter and stuff that it was just like people know who Hannibal Lecter is.
I'd like to throw one out there
without even needing a tagline on this movie.
I'd like to throw out a tagline if you guys are ready.
Sure.
Oh Jesus!
Is that a moth cocoon in your throat, or are you just happy to see me? No. Too long.
No, obviously not too long because they're
way too long.
I don't even understand the purpose of taglines. They don't really need them.
I don't know. More to bite off from the poster.
Yeah, they're fun. All right, the leading cast for this movie: Jodie Foster,
who
five-time Oscar nominated, won for The Accused in 1989, and then for this, she started acting in 1969 at just 9 years after Anthony Hopkins made his very first appearance on screen. She was 2 when she made her first appearance on screen. Breakthrough role was in Taxi Driver, of course. Also in things like The Accused, Maverick, Contact, Panic Room. Panic Room's fun.
I like Panic Room a lot.
Yeah, Flight Plan. Last 15 years, she's only been in 6 things, but pops back into relevance lately with True Detective.
True Detective. I've watched The Mauritanian.
But I think she does a lot of directing, though, right? She's got
Yeah.
serious director credits.
What's everybody's favorite Jodie Foster film? Probably
this one.
Silence of the Lambs. Probably.
Yeah. I mean, Taxi Driver is a great film, but not so rewatchable. I mean, she's not in it very long.
It wasn't when
There's something disturbing about a 14-year-old prostitute. I just
real tough. Or there's and The Accused is a real fun hang too.
No,
have you guys seen that one? Jeez.
Oh, then there's Nell, like a tay in the wind.
Everybody loves to shit on Nell. What about that time she convinced somebody to shoot Ronald Reagan?
Yeah.
She did not. Wait, you got to rephrase that.
No, she didn't do it. Okay.
He wanted to impress
He
her.
thought that would impress her and win her love if she tried to.
John Hinckley Jr.
Yeah.
John Hinckley Jr. Yeah.
I read
Was attracted to her from her role in Taxi Driver,
which is pedophile,
and wanted to impress her and thinking that assassinating President Reagan would do just that.
Yeah, I read somewhere that I think they let him out a couple years back. And he was in the movie, or he was in the movie theater with a friend, and it was the movie Elysium, and he did not know that she was in the movie. Basically had to turn to his friend and be like, we gotta go, man.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious, yeah.
Because I heard they let him out in like 2016, but under basically like the strictest house arrest possible. He's not even allowed to have internet. Because they don't want him looking up like what happened in the aftermath.
If CNN tells me anything, it's that he was in a theater and saw that she was in it, so he had to get up and leave basically with his friend. Because he's like, all his therapy and everything is like, this is not good for me to be in here.
Wow, that's crazy.
With Jodie F.
I definitely thought he was like, you can get out, but you can't go anywhere and you can't talk to anybody and you can't do anything. Wow.
Well, anyway, that's another tangent. There's going to be so many tangents in this one because it's such a huge movie with so many different people in it.
Yeah. Anthony Hopkins?
Okay,
go
so
ahead,
John Hinckley Jr. was granted unconditional release from all court supervision in June 2022. So he probably did get out initially with a bunch of halfway house is really common with ankle bracelet monitoring, house arrest.
So since 2022, the guy who tried to assassinate the president is just walking around free?
Well,
interesting. Fascinating.
So that's Jodie.
That's Jodie. Yeah. Anthony Hopkins, 6-time Oscar nominated, won for this, and he won for his role in The Father in 2021 at the age of 83.
It's pretty good.
Oldest winner for a lead actor Oscar.
And his Oscar in Silence of the Lambs for Best Actor is his character, his acting has the shortest amount of screen time for anyone. No, he was the shortest. The second shortest guy was 23 minutes. He was only on for like 16 minutes.
Is there a shorter?
I think there's a shorter one. I've heard. I read he was second shortest.
Gary Coleman?
I can't remember the first one. It was in the 50s or something.
It was okay. So with 16 minutes, 15 seconds of screen time. They keep saying Sir Anthony. I'm calling him Tony. Tony's performance is the shortest win an Academy Award for Best Actor in a leading role, beating David Niven's performance in Separate Tables, 1958.
I thought David Niven's was shorter.
His time was 23 minutes and 29 seconds. Regardless, that's like supporting actors have more screen time.
That's supporting actor material right there.
Yeah.
By the way, James Mangold directed Ford versus Ferrari. But the movie Ferrari is Michael Mann's Ferrari, where Adam Driver plays Enzo Ferrari. Anyway,
Okay, so we're one to one. One to one.
Hey, I'm undefeated over here. That's all I got to say.
All right.
All right. Do we have a favorite Anthony Hopkins? Sir Anthony, because he earned it. It's got to be
It's
this,
this
right?
and it's Bad Company with Chris Rock. That's a joke. That movie.
I like him as Odin, but his
that's
performance
good.
in
That's fun,
Elephant
though.
Man was really good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's just so fucking creepy in Silence of the Lambs. Like he just.
Oh yeah.
It's got to be.
He owns the screen.
One of his best performances.
Yeah.
I mean,
What was that other one where he played?
It transformed
Butler?
his whole trajectory.
Remains of the Day.
Yeah, that was 93.
Bram
That
Stoker's
was when
Dracula,
he
Legends of the
was-
Fall. He plays Richard Nixon. He's in
I never
Amistad,
saw that.
Mask of Zorro, Meet Joe Black.
Howard's in. Before this, he was in like a lot of Great Expectations and Howard's End and like just a bunch of
Howard's End, that's what
felt
I'm
like
saying.
stuffy
he felt
stuff.
like if Silence of the Lambs wasn't a hit, he was just going to go back to Britain and do it.
That's what I saw too. That was like his. If
He's
this
like,
doesn't work,
if this
I'm
doesn't
out.
work, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I think it worked.
Did anybody ever see the movie Magic?
I have not.
Haven't heard
With
of it.
he's a ventriloquist.
No.
Yeah, so that one looks like it's supposed to be creepy as shit. I haven't seen it, but it was in 1978. He's a ventriloquist. That's all I need to know.
Atticus would hate that.
Ha.
1978.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got?
What else we got?
Anthony Hopkins. We're moving on.
Ted Levine.
Ted Levine.
You know, Ted Levine's voice I feel like we all doing like the Buffalo Bill voice.
He's so good at
Close
it.
to that,
I think
actually.
Ted Levine almost talks just like that.
Yeah.
He's
just got a deep voice.
In Heat, he doesn't have too many lines, but he's like one of the detectives in Al Pacino's crew.
Yeah.
And there's a part where like they're out at the at the port, and Al Pacino's wondering. He's like, "What are they looking at?" And Ted Levine's like, "Well, that's what we're trying to figure out." And it's like, dude, that's Buffalo Bill, man. That's your real
just
voice.
how he sounds.
That is
Yeah.
how he basically sounds.
He's just on one called The Border, a show. Yeah, and the whole time he's talking, I'm like, "Shut up, Buffalo Bill."
Right.
Like he will
But he's had a
forever
good
be
career
Buffalo.
since.
Yeah,
I mean, he's done a lot of stuff.
Great career.
stuff.
Yeah.
Monk.
That's good for him. I'm happy for him.
Wasn't he in Hills Have Eyes too, or no? Was that somebody else that was the dad in that one? Did you guys not see that remake?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I tried to put it out.
Maybe.
I don't remember that one.
Ted Levine.
Fast and the Furious. He's one of the cops in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays cops a lot,
But yeah,
surprisingly.
dude, Hell on Wheels. He's in one of the episodes of that, and like I remember watching that years ago. And he's only in one episode, but where he pops up, you're like, "Oh, it's fucking Buffalo Bill."
Buffalo Bill.
It's good. It's a good
What
one.
about real fast Scott Glenn? Any talks on Scott Glenn?
Don't know much about him, but he's really good in this.
Backdraft.
Which one's
Oh,
Scott
yeah,
Glenn?
Backdraft.
Oh, yeah, the
Jack Crawford.
FBI guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff.
He's Stick in Daredevil.
He was in The Right Stuff.
Yeah.
He was one of the astronauts. I don't know, maybe he was Buzz Aldrin. I can't remember exactly what character he played or person he played.
Frankie Faison's got a small role in this. He's Barney.
He's good.
So
Frankie Faison's in a lot. He's in The Wire. He's Commissioner Burrell.
So Frankie was in all 4
Yeah.
of the movies.
Yep.
Really?
He's
He
in
played
Manhunter as well.
Lieutenant Fisk in Manhunter.
Yep.
And then he was Barney in Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal, and Red Dragon.
I wonder if he was in the show. Anybody else have a relationship with the show? The Hannibal show? It was really good. Really, really good. Mads Mikkelsen or whatever was really good in it.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
check it out if you have, hours and hours on your hands. 3 seasons, 4 seasons, maybe?
Oh, Ted Levine. So about Ted Levine, one of the
Ted
things I
Lasso?
stumbled upon was that Bel Air, Ohio, where they were filming where Buffalo Bill lives, that house that they picked, he's from Bel Air, Ohio, and he was jazzed about going back to his hometown to film, and that house was right next to his high school girlfriend's house.
Really?
So he
Jesus.
is. I don't think the inside it
So-
looks anything remotely like that house that they show from the outside. That's
Yeah.
all set.
Usually it's the set.
I read that
There's
they
not
used,
a well in that house.
Right? You could be.
There's not
old as shit.
a bucket and a chicken bone. I read that like most of the filming took place in Pittsburgh and around Pittsburgh, the towns around
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, but they must have done some little stuff in Ohio.
Really close
They
to
used.
Ohio.
They did film at Quantico.
They did.
The
I was
FBI
gonna
was
get to
on
that.
board, and they wanted to
This was a
increase
recruiting thing for
recruiting
them.
Right.
women agents.
I was just gonna say, what does Top Gun and Silence of the Lambs have in common?
Yeah.
They
There's a
both had
recruitment
crazy amount of access to like military spending, right?
Yeah.
Did chasing down serial killers and doing autopsies on dead bodies that came afloat a week after they were killed make you want to join the FBI?
Yeah. And when they were filming or scouting sites for the movie, I can't remember her name, but she was
Jodie
one of
Foster.
the scouts.
It was Jodie
No,
Foster.
it wasn't.
Oh.
And she didn't want to film at Quantico because she said the inside of the building
Claustrophobic, yeah.
is garbage and it's boring and it's bland and it's hard to look at.
Sounds like
and
the federal government
The
to me.
director was like, "That's exactly what we're looking for." So I'm pretty sure
They
when you
recreated
see
it,
that office that's all cinder block and looks like shit for like a GS 15, 14 who makes back then probably a lot of money compared to everyone else in
So they
the government.
recreated. They couldn't shoot in those
Right,
offices, but they
because
did
it's
recreate the cinder block.
operating,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But he's like, "No, I want it. We're gonna shoot that. It's
We're
supposed
gonna
to
make
look
it look
that
like
way."
that.
Right.
But yeah, the firing range and the outside buildings, all that stuff was Quantico.
Yeah. There's a recruiting video for getting more female FBI agents.
They were struggling,
except
with, yeah.
that the whole time every male that walks past Jodie Foster
Right.
just elevator-eyes her the whole time.
Oh my
Just
god,
a garbage
They basically,
man the whole time.
I'm hoping they have like a chiropractor on the staff because everybody's giving them some whiplash, turning their necks around to stare at her ass
Yeah.
when
One
she
of the
jogs
scenes
by.
when her and her friend are jogging
by,
and, like the 8 dudes are jogging the other way, and they all whip their heads around to look at their asses. I'm like, Jesus Christ, make it more obvious.
Yeah, I know. Like I said,
Also, dudes, she's not into you.
at the time we didn't know.
Bro, both your eyes aren't looking in the same spot. Right when she goes to the nerd, the entomologist. And he's a good actor. I've seen him in a bunch of other stuff.
What do you do when you're not working?
Are you hitting
That
on
guy
me,
is so
Dr.
creepy.
So-and-so?
He's the second creepiest
Like-
guy in this movie.
I was like, look at me, motherfucker.
We'll go for a cheeseburger and a beer.
Look at me with both your eyes.
She's even like, "Are you hitting on me?" He's like, "Yes."
So I'm pretty sure that the person that I'm going to talk about has no idea where I am now, what I do now, and will never ever listen to this podcast. But me and one of my friends, we were in the Air Force. We hung out a lot, and we were in this one area where we did flying and testing. And we had this guy with us, and he had a lazy eye. And this makes me a bet. This is one of those stories that, you know, is not good look for me.
It's probably not worse than chloroform
It's
yourself.
kind of like like my 12-step program type of I need to make amends thing. But this is probably the opposite of that, because we had this one guy, I'm not going to say his name. He had a lazy eye, and when he would look at you, only one of his eyes would look at you, and behind his back, we would be like, the joke was, look at me when you're talking to me, motherfucker. Horrible.
But at
thing.
least you seem like you're
Horrible
remorseful
thing.
now, though.
But when I saw this guy, I am. But when I saw this guy, I just immediately popped in my head. Look at me, motherfucker, when you're talking to me.
you gotta, I mean, for the audience of 7 people, you gotta explain that you were 20, 22 years old.
I was very young. Yes, very young and stupid.
No.
Even Dr. Chilton wants to show.
Oh my gosh.
Show her the Baltimore nightlife.
he
Like the first
is
5 seconds he's talking to her. I'm like, good Lord.
I mean, this fucking guy gets what he deserves.
So that's what I was talking about with the gender politics in this. Is like everybody's hitting on her, everybody's staring her up and down. She's left her like she enters an elevator. She's this short, tiny person.
The only woman, really small.
Like she's holding the bags to be punched at. Everybody's like basically have to get on their knees
and
to
then
punch
they
down.
swap her out with another woman to get beat up on.
So it's not a great recruiting video.
But
in my
she does
book.
call out her mentor guy in the ride back after they go to
With
that
permission.
first autopsy, where he was like, basically he said, you know,
I know that got under your skin.
We
yeah.
women, or he told the sheriffs like we can't talk
sensitive
about this
sexual stuff
in front of her. And then she calls him out, and he's like, and she was basically, I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was something like, people are going to
They
follow
look
your
to you,
cue.
right?
What you do is what they're going to think. And he's like,
Point taken.
Yeah.
You know he didn't take that point. Come on now.
I would like to think he did.
He didn't learn from that.
I would like to think he did.
Every other like adaptation of these Hannibal Lecter things involve Jack Crawford being a little more, I don't know, manipulative than he is shown in this one, which, you know. So in my mind, I'm like, Jack, he didn't take no notice from that.
Yeah.
He's a jerk.
This is Hollywood interpretation of a character.
Right.
Yeah.
That they fucked up.
So before we move on, like we usually talk about the awards. This, like I said, this thing won the big five awards at the Oscars. Anthony Hopkins, despite being on screen for 16 minutes and 25 seconds, won leading actor for
well deserved
this.
though. Yeah.
He was up against Warren Beatty and Bugsy, Robert De Niro in Cape Fear. Scary fucking role as well. Nick Nolte
wherever you. Never mind.
Nick Nolte in The Prince of Tides.
Yeah.
And Robin Williams in The Fisher King.
Oh, that's kind of a heavy hit in the field out here. That's a big win.
Yeah.
So here's my thoughts on the 16 minutes. The 16 minutes, yes, he's on camera for 16 minutes, but you are thinking about him for all 118
When he's
minutes
not
of this
on the
movie, right?
Yeah.
Like you are thinking about where is he right now. So I mean, it's presence looms larger.
His performance turned these books and movies into movies about Hannibal Lecter.
Right.
Yeah.
It was so powerful.
Yeah.
They
And some people would argue it should be like a supporting nod. It's like, well, Ted Levine's the supporting role in this.
Yeah.
Not Hopkins. The supporting role, Jack Palance won for City Slickers. beat out Tommy Lee Jones in JFK. Harvey Keitel and Ben Kingsley were both nominated for Bugsy, and Michael Lerner for Barton Fink. I don't know. Tommy Lee Jones in JFK was really fucking good, but I can't really speak on those other ones. But anyway, Jodie Foster, she won for this as Best Leading Actress, beat out Gina Davis and Susan Sarandon, who were both nominated for Thelma and Louise. I guess when they both are.
Probably split the votes.
Cancel each other out. Laura Dern for Rambling Rose, which I've never seen, and Bette Midler in For the Boys. So yeah, I think Jodie Foster definitely should have won this one too.
Oh yeah,
she's awesome in it.
Here on that. Laura Dern, we'll get to it later, was one of the names that came up as someone who was offered this role and either didn't get it or turned it down. But there's a lot of names we'll get to later. But
I like Jodie fits the role better. Definitely more vulnerable frame and mousy in a.
Her and Anthony Hopkins give performances in this movie that it makes my brain not be able to substitute other human beings.
Yeah, like I can't think of anyone.
And it's
else.
one of those movies that it can't be remade. It should never be remade.
Yeah, we'll get into some of the other possible castings later, but I think they nailed it with this. Obviously, they nailed it with this. It's obvious.
Chilton was a dick. Hated Chilton.
Perfect
dick.
Perfect.
Wait. I didn't just say, don't snip that as a
cut.
Put that on
it's going to be a t-shirt. Justin says, perfect dick.
That'll be like on a tumbler. We got to put your lips on a straw.
Lordy.
This film was made on a $19 million budget. It grossed $140 million domestic, $272 million worldwide, was fourth at the domestic box office for 1991. Its release date was February 14th, 1991. What a fun,
not a great
time Valentine's Day movie to take,
and not a great time of year for movies, really.
No,
right?
Everyone's waiting for the Academy Awards,
right? Like Memorial Day
to be over,
right?
Yeah, which is like beginning of March usually.
Yeah,
right.
Well, so, this was the Oscars of 1992. So this was
it was after
April still.
Well, yeah.
So,
it's after
so when this movie
cutoff.
came out, it was 13 months until it won its awards, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Normally films that you want big things from, obviously you release Memorial Day weekend around there, or into summer, or holiday season.
Well, the dramas tend to come out not in that time frame because they don't want to be overshadowed by the the summer blockbuster movies.
So what I'm getting at is like they went into this movie looking to make a great movie. They didn't have aspirations of Oscars. They didn't have aspirations of any of that stuff. They just wanted to put together a good movie for $20 million.
That's how you do it. You can't think about the awards when you're doing it. I mean, you can't think about
you can tell when you do
winning the World Series while you're playing the games, or you're gonna fucking fuck yourself up and you're gonna miss out. And I heard on the box office conflicting information, Mike. So this doesn't count.
Okay,
that it made its budget back in the first week it was out.
Close.
But then I saw the numbers where it didn't.
13.
It was like 13 million, and the budget was 19. So, but
pretty
probably
damn
by
close.
the second week,
yeah,
made its money back, and that is a good investment.
Want to talk about reception real quick, or
this movie got a Metacritic score of 86, which is really high.
Very high, yeah.
It's high into the green. One person drug this down is Gene Siskel.
Stupid
the famous
Siskel.
Ebert and Siskel.
Did he walk it back? Because he's the flip flopper, man. He's the one that goes back and
I don't know. He gave this a 50 according to
50?
Well, I mean, he didn't give it a 50, but Metacritic gave his review a 50. And his quote is that it's billed as one of the most frightening, depraved films ever made, but instead, this is a case of Much Ado About Nothing. What the fuck movie did you watch?
It's
don't know if
not
it's Much Ado About Nothing.
I don't remember it being billed as like a super like when they put out Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like,
Well,
don't let any human being watch
people
this
passing out in the movie theater. Nobody was passing out in the movie theater on this
But
one.
there was definitely people that that had read the book, and like we talked about Gene Hackman, and like his daughter was like, "You can't do this. This is depraved shit. You can't do it."
Yeah.
But if you can look it up on YouTube. It's like 4.5 minutes long. From the Ebert and Siskel show, Siskel shits all over this movie, compares it to Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, and why
Not a bad
Henry Portrait
movie.
of a Serial
It's
Killer
fine.
is way better. He
It's
says
not.
Disagree.
he said that like the performances by Hopkins and Foster felt forced, didn't feel.
Oh, my
organic.
disagree.
God.
Oh, I disagree
He's a
completely.
fucking-
And Ebert disagreed with him too.
Good.
It was like he was like, "You're wrong." You're
That
wrong,
was
you're wrong."
always the best episode was when Siskel, the taller one,
Yeah.
the jack off from the Sun Times, would talk shit about a movie. Then Ebert,
Yeah.
the one who actually had like a Pulitzer Prize,
Right.
would correct him and say, "You don't know what you're talking about.
Ebert
This
has
was
some
great."
bad takes too.
Yeah. I don't know if he walked it back or not. I know Ebert's walked some back.
Yeah.
But
Ebert has. Not, I don't
if
think
you say
Siskel.
this film sucks basically and everything about it's terrible, and then it goes and wins the big 5 Oscars, like you maybe should rethink what your stance on it.
My 14-year-old daughter watched this movie with me today, and she loved it.
Yeah.
That tells me a lot.
I mean, that tells you it's timeless, right?
Aged
Yeah.
well. It's timeless. Yeah.
Like they tried to do that with like costumes and stuff too. Is try to not let you be able to figure out when this took place, so you're not
And not get bogged down in
Right.
the current culture.
Yeah.
right.
Definitely check it out on YouTube. That Siskel and Ebert clip from this. It's really good. It's
Yeah.
a 4.5 minute watch. It's easy. It's a good one. Do we want to get into the movie?
Let's
Into
do
the
it, man.
film?
Well,
Let's do it.
finally.
Otherwise, we're gonna
Like
be
an
here till
hour in.
tomorrow.
We haven't even talked about them. I mean, that's why we're doing this movie as a nobody pick episode, is because there's just so much
Right.
about this movie.
Yeah. I mean, so this movie opens with some terrible fonts with the opening credits.
Right. Let's go through name by name.
What's the font thing?
Nightmare on Elm Street. I made fun of the font. I did make fun of the font
But
on
there
that
was,
one.
go ahead. Sorry.
No, but yeah, the fonts in this are bad. It's I don't know whose idea they were, but we get Clarice is running through the woods, and then she gets the chance to talk to Agent Crawford, who tells her even though she's a trainee,
2
she thinks she's
seconds
perfect
on
for
that,
this.
on the running through the woods. It shows that she's ambitious, and it shows how difficult some of these tasks are for somebody her size too, like climbing up the rope and flipping over. And it shows that she's out there putting in the work, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is another thing that they talked the director into changing, because originally it was scripted that she was going to be like doing a bust somewhere, like a drug bust or something like that. And I don't know if it was her or one of the other actors, like, no, that's cliche. Like all these movies open up like that.
Right.
Let's just go with what it says in the book. And yeah, they changed it.
Right, like her catching somebody that's running away or something like that. But yeah, no,
Right, it's
just her-
really cliche.
Just her putting in the work.
Yeah, we get her going in the elevator, as we mentioned, with all the other dudes that just
Right.
tower over her, so you can tell how diminutive she is to compare in comparison.
We find out that she was picked because she made an impression on Crawford at UVA, I guess.
Oh yeah,
He remembered her from a lecture he was giving where she busted his balls about civil rights record with the FBI or whatever. Yeah. That plus she wanted to go into the behavioral science unit too. So I think that was part of it.
Yeah.
And she looked green enough where it was believable that she was going to go in there asking them to fill out that questionnaire.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. And they bring that up in the movie, and it's a good tactic.
Yeah. And in those first scenes with her and Crawford, it's clear that Jonathan Demme has a certain style he wanted to make this in, that the POV is hers, because Crawford is looking through the fourth wall, like looking at you, the viewer,
dead camera,
and
right?
Explaining like why he picked her, and like it's just talking to her, but to you as the audience, like
as
you're in
Jodie,
her seat.
right?
That's what I was talking about earlier. Did you have something else? Part of
No,
that?
because when they show her eyes are just a little off camera.
And that was, they did that
Like
on
actors
purpose
are
because they wanted to
usually
make
are.
it from her perspective when she's talking to anyone.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
And
they're
Anthony
looking directly
Hopkins,
at the
it's very
camera,
much, yeah,
and when
you're
she
definitely-
responds, she's looking just off.
Yeah.
And they did that on purpose, which I never noticed before. But yeah,
Yeah, it's
a good movie.
really, 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 really good.
Homework.
Really well done.
Homework. I don't know if I like this, Charlie.
Yeah, we get the then we get the first interview where she goes to meet Dr. Chilton, and she goes and meets Dr. Lecter for the first time, and Barney gives her the rules, and Dr. Chilton runs down the rules. And
we never see those pictures. Though. I would want to see They
What he
should put
did to
that-
the nurse.
What he did to the nurse.
Oh, they didn't have a tongue anymore. We know that
Right.
much.
Did this to her
he
jaw.
ate it.
Right.
Like his heart rate never rose above 85.
85, yeah.
Clutch, because later
Hey.
in the movie they mention when he's making his escape, and he's in the one of the paramedics is doing the vital signs, says like his pulse is 84.
Didn't
during
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
oh, he's not above 85. He's so tall.
He still got the record.
didn't you recreate the Mig scene in your?
Every night.
What could he smell when she walked in the room? I can't
That
remember
was
what
a
he
hard scene to watch with your 14-year-old daughter.
I can smell your C-bomb, he said. I was like, whoa.
And then he blew his nose on Clarice on her way out. Oh, man.
No, he hurt his wrist. He hurt his wrist. That's what.
That's what I always say. I'm just brushing my hair. I hurt my wrist.
But
This was a recruitment tape from the FBI
Right.
for female agents. To join.
reminder that you
One of
may
the
get
characters flung semen at Jodie
DNA
Foster.
all up in your
Not
hair
at.
and your face.
He hit
He-
target. Bullseye.
Kobe.
Almost.
Yeah.
Kobe.
She went and washed her hair and face.
Oh, I hope so. But had that not, we're jumping around a little bit, but had that not happened, Hannibal wouldn't have called her back, I don't think. I think Hannibal felt she was so disrespected that he wanted to throw her a bone.
Yeah.
Made
That's
him
how
bite
It
off
all
his own
worked
tongue
really,
and
really
swallow
well
it.
together.
You can't. He's
Blaine
so-
gave her the clue. Remember?
Oh, the self-storage.
The Moffat,
your
yeah.
self-storage, Hester Moffat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like she goes back there a few times. There's only 4 times where Starling and Lecter are together on screen, but they make it sound like she's been there more than that because
Right.
one of the times she goes back there, Dr. Chilton's like, I'm not just a turnkey. This
Yeah.
is the 4th time you've been here.
I'm not just a
without
bitch."
asking me, like, you're, whatever. She's like, call the attorney general, like, take it up with them, like, or
Yeah.
let me do my job.
Yeah, I apologize for glancing over that first scene where they meet because that is an amazing scene where, you know,
the way
just,
he's standing.
just how he's standing there.
His choice.
What
He's got that predator
Oh my
stance.
gosh, the eyeballs
And
were
the
like
eyes
zero
throughout the
eyelids. I
movie.
don't even think he had eyelids.
So
They were
he
like-
did that on purpose. So what he did was he had a friend that he
Not anymore. He's too creepy for a friend now.
He was acting with, who had this issue with blinking and didn't blink very often, and it was very off-putting to people. And so he
incorporated
researched
that.
his character
Nice.
really well.
He studied
and then he
tapes
also
on Charles Manson.
he
and
also
some other
looked
serial
at
killers of
snakes
how
who
they
don't
work.
reflexively blink. They only blink when they want to.
Yeah.
So that whole his intense look was
he-
all his power of acting calculated. Like he really knows how to get something across.
He
and in this
rarely blinks.
movie, he really does it. Oh, and then in that first, there was a little ad-libbing in the movie, just a little bit. It wasn't like one of those where they just like go off on a rail or on a tangent. But
The fava beans.
the very first scene,
That thing was
the
ad-libbed,
fava
yeah.
beans thing he did
Yeah.
spontaneously,
Yeah. That
and
was
the
good,
director fucking hated it.
I'm like, I can't do that.
Everyone was doing it on set because they liked it so much, and it fucking drove the director crazy after a few days. And then when he, in their first scene with him and Clarice, he mocked her West Virginia accent,
Yeah.
and it wasn't
does.
scripted that way, and it pissed her off.
Yeah.
But it worked.
But she kept going because she thought he was shitting on her acting, and it pissed her off, and
Right.
it just brought it out and worked.
It's great.
No, it's really good. There's a lot of stuff
Homework.
like that.
Homework, baby.
So good. So yeah, that was the
Quite a
first
great
interview
scene.
there where, they're trying to find out Buffalo Bill. Why is he named Buffalo Bill and all that stuff. And you're just kind of getting the runaround a little bit from Lecter. And then he finally gives her the clue, the Hester Moffat.
Gives
within
her
yourself.
gives her tips, like she was building rapport, and then she
Is it a
ham-handedly.
little far-fetched, though? Like that she's like, figures out Hester Moffat is like the rest of me is an anagram, and the rest of me must be in a self-storage. And she looked up self-storages.
Well, he gave her two things. He gave her Baltimore, and he gave her the rest of me. Or no, he gave her the Hester Moffat. It is weird that she immediately goes to anagrams, right?
Right. Like I
She
feel
does
like
that later,
deleted
too.
scene there or something.
There's got to be
Yeah,
something.
maybe. But I mean, it really goes to the character that she's playing is like probably fucking genius level intelligence.
There
and,
may-
and so is Lecter.
Like
Maybe
you said,
they're
he's-
on that level. Like,
There may have been
Right.
discussion about how Chilton's listing or something like that was cut from the movie, right? So
Yeah.
it's like he had to give it to her in clues and shit.
yeah.
But,
we get her going to the self-storage. That's where we get Benjamin Rapsales, his head in the jar.
That was the biggest fucking storage unit I've ever seen in my life.
It's a huge storage unit.
It's a garage.
Paid-
It's a fucking garage. Like
paid
a
ahead of
5-car
time.
garage.
Paid for 10
10
years
years
in full.
in
That hasn't
full.
been touched since.
Yeah.
Couldn't even get the goddamn door open.
Yeah.
And then when this guy with the chauffeur shows up to let her, I'm like, who the hell? I've met some self-storage.
I got a self-storage
Well,
unit.
you're not in the FBI.
Right.
And
The king of Baltimore,
but he
apparently.
shows up with a hat and a cape. Did he have a cape on?
He had like a scepter,
Like, was he a pimp?
walking stick with a sword in it, I think.
There was a cop there, and it's like he doesn't get up. He doesn't get on his feet or whatever.
Right. Is that how Baltimore is? Do they just royalty own the self-storage?
I don't know anything about Baltimore.
But anyway,
self-storage
we
like
show
that.
she's got some ingenuity in her, gets the jack out of her car.
She's a thinker.
She is a thinker. We get in there, see the car covered up. We get the head in the jar.
Yeah. So then she goes back for a second interview, and this time it's dark in Lecter's cell, and the TV is in the hallway.
Right.
Which with the volume down, he's like, when you leave, it's like I don't know.
Oh,
what it is,
yeah.
it's a religious.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's a televangelist, right? Yeah.
And he's like, when you leave, Chilton's going to turn the volume all the way
To
up.
punish him for Miggs.
Yeah.
So,
And I think he turned his lights off on purpose.
so she knew about Miggs. She got the call.
Because then I think later on when they're talking, the lights come on, and Lecter's like, "Thank you, Barney."
Right.
Yeah.
I think Chilton turns him off, takes away his artwork, and
Took away the
pumps
pictures.
up
Chilton
the.
sucks, man.
Chilton's the worst, man.
He gets
I
his-
mean,
He
not
gets
like
it later.
Hannibal's not great.
Oh, yeah. Let's be
But
real.
Chilton's fighting fire with with flamethrower. Basically, he's
Right.
He's being a little. So Miggs isn't a good guy. We're not going to miss him, right? He's
Yeah.
throwing.
Died from swallowing his tongue.
How does that happen?
You have
exactly?
to bite your tongue off in order to swallow it. You can't just choke on your tongue.
So like,
I kind of think
every time I watch him, like,
physical
what?
activity can cause
tense up,
like
maybe?
super exhaustive, where you're like you get lazy with your tongue muscle is almost like your heart and your lungs. They just do what they're gonna do,
Yeah, it's awesome.
without you really thinking about it. But you
100%.
have a lot of control over it.
it's also called the love muscle.
But no, I got something else called a love muscle. But
Not me.
yeah, like you really have to try
Right.
to swallow your tongue or be
Right,
super
like, I don't
exhausted.
That's what $1 Million Baby tried to do.
Is it going to be our third argument, Charlie? It's gonna be the
No,
rubber
I
match?
don't know. It's kind of a weird.
Yeah,
way
every
to
time
go.
that's the scene that's the little thing I'm just supposed to believe that I'm just like, all right, fine.
It would have makes more
Yeah.
sense if he'd have hung himself because they had clothing. They could have hung.
It's actually hanged himself.
Yeah. Hanged himself.
I wanted to jump in on this competition too.
Well, actually, let's get
He hanged himself
Neil
after
deGrasse
swallowing his
Tyson's
tongue.
here. Well, actually.
Give himself a Colombian necktie and
That'd be tough to give yourself.
So this is when, after that interview, we find out about one of the bodies pops up in West Virginia. And I think they say it's the first one, or it's the third one to pop up, but it's the first one that, it's the first kill, but he weighted her down, and then she came up in the
But that
river.
wasn't
Right.
the one
So-
that they went to in West Virginia because that was number 5.
That was
Or number
another one.
4.
That was the fifth one, I think.
4 or 5.
So
Because it said there was a headline
no,
where
I'm sorry.
Bill skins
Bill's-
a fifth.
That was
one.
that one was in the office, and I don't think he'd gotten there yet. Or maybe...
But
whatever
you're
it was.
right. They did find her third, and she was the first one killed.
She was the first one
Which,
killed, but he
whenever
weighted
they
her
lay
down,
something
that's why
down
they-
like that in a movie, you think, okay, that's going to come up later.
Yeah.
They're just foreshadowing.
All right.
That's going to be
Well,
important
I think it's
information.
after this interview. Is it
There's a
after this
jump in-
interview where he says, like, you better get going, like, because little Billy might be,
yeah.
on
Someone.
the trail of the next girl. And that's when
So,
we get the Tom
yeah,
Petty
I
needle
think
drop.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
After all this was a So we did skip over. I think we started to the guy that's head was in the jar. Bill, what was his name?
Benjamin Rapsay.
Benjamin Rapsett. Didn't we have a theory that he was a friend of
Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills, but he was also they called him
Patient
a
of
a
Dr. Lecter.
transvestite, right? Is this the first time
Yeah.
we realized that
That he was?
that
No.
The chopped off head was.
right, the chopped off head was, and then he also said, I didn't touch him. I didn't kill him. He was a patient of mine, but I didn't touch this guy. That
Right.
might have been someone else that maybe.
Yeah. It
Right.
was, I think that interview is where Lecter hints that he even says that Buffalo Bill, he's not transgender, but he
Right.
didn't like his identity.
Right. So he assumed.
And this is where I think Jonathan Demme was
Tried, yeah.
He wanted to not, because Jodie Foster,
Right.
Clarice Starling calls it out as, like,
exposition says
yeah.
they're
Starling
passive.
says that transsexuals are passive. They're not killers, that they're
Right.
And so it doesn't.
There's
line up, and
nothing
he's
criminal
like,
about being a transsexual.
right.
They were
And he
trying to
even
say, which
says
is true.
that- and then he says like he's not a transgender. He just doesn't like his identity.
Which
He's
so he
trying out
assumes
other
he's
things.
transgender, right?
Right.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, it really doesn't even make sense that the FBI would go to Hannibal Lecter to look into the
doesn't make
Buffalo Bill unless they knew something, but it doesn't say at any point in the movie
It
that there
only
was some kind of connection that the FBI knew about.
it only makes sense because of what we know from Red Dragon
Manhunter,
and
yeah.
Manhunter. That's the only reason, because Will uses him and he's an effective profiler, right?
But then I get the feeling in this movie that he wasn't talking to anybody anymore. He just
Right.
was like, fuck you guys, I'm not cooperating with anything. But then why would they go back to him again?
So this is where rights, like the IP rights, come into play, right? I don't think they could reference anything that happened in Manhunter in this movie because they didn't buy that book, so they had no rights to reference the stuff in there. It would have been helpful.
Dr.
And
Lecter
also-
is even spelled different in Manhunter.
It is.
Is it?
It's spelled Lector.
Okay.
CKTO, yeah.
So, and then they did a show for, I think it was Fox or CBS called Clarice, which,
Yeah, I saw
which
a
was
couple
okay.
episodes,
It was
yeah.
fine, but like they couldn't mention Hannibal Lecter at all. So that one
Yeah, that's
really handcuffed them to not be able to talk about her significance, really. So anyway, that's my thought on like, we're supposed to just
Well, they
run
did
with
mention
it.
that she was kind of like a star for the case that
right
she
for
worked.
the Buffalo Bill. They could reference Buffalo Bill, but not Hannibal.
Right, right.
Yeah. And I think, and so getting back to that interview is, I think that exposition is where Jonathan Demme was trying to get across the point that just because you're transsexual doesn't
Right.
make you a serial killer.
Right.
And I don't think people got that point.
Right. People walked away thinking, oh my gosh, this is the sickest dude because he wants to be a woman. He's got a nipple piercing. He tucks his dick in between. Like that was all part
And it
of
was like, oh yeah, he's
so
a killer too.
That completely washed away any effort to say, hey, there's no link between crime and being transsexual, right? So it washed it all away when they just doubled down and tripled down on what's shocking the audience, right?
Yeah. So we get I think the autopsy with Cocoon in the throat, that's before the Catherine Martin kidnapping, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it?
Couldn't tell you. I just
not
watched.
like
thought,
we- it's not
when
like we
is
just
his
watched
first
it.
appearance on screen? Buffalo Bill.
Autopsy was before, yes.
Yeah. So the autopsy where she goes into the funeral home and there's a funeral for someone else going on and then all the troopers are there.
Yeah.
And again, this is Jodie Foster against all these men and they're all just looking at her, side-eyeing her, evil-eyeing her. And she has the flashback to her dad because she's in a funeral home. She has a flashback to her dad's
Right.
funeral because he was a cop and he got shot, surprising two burglars at the drugstore.
I think that's the stuff that really fleshed out Clarice as a character too, though. I think
Yeah.
that's where Demme shined, and to be honest with you, is not beating us over the head with it. Maybe a 3-minute clip of her past and these memories that she's seeing.
And working in exposition
Right. Without
is
it being
the hardest thing to do, I think, in making a movie. And the way they did it was perfect.
Yeah. And then, so this autopsy, this is one of the things that creeps me out about this movie and about just other movie that uses old tech. So the photographer, the camera just makes a weird, creepy sound.
It does.
Yeah, it's like a hard flash and it's like winding up like.
It's a Polaroid too,
It's
basically.
really effective. Really effective.
And it's the same thing in The Exorcist. The scene where Reagan is getting either the MRI or the brain scan.
yeah.
And the
The spinal tap, yeah, and the MRI, yeah.
It's like that.
We've come a long
that
way.
adds to the horror so much.
Sound
Where if
is
you
really
read that
effective.
now, like an MRI is pretty just chill,
Yeah.
quiet. They play some music because to drown out the humming sound, but it's not a like deafening boom, 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 boom. Like
Who knows what it sounded back in the set
yeah,
like
so
in
like
the 70s.
old tech, like just that adds to the creepiness of this. The guy taking the pictures was just the sound is
Yeah. Another example of how she had to act different than the men, which I found was a super subtle one, was when they're putting the smelling salts or whatever it's called. What is it? Like some kind of smelly stuff
it's
under your
almost
nose.
like a Vicks.
Menthol, maybe? Yeah,
it's a Vicks or something.
So, like, she actually turned her back to them to do it because it's like, they can be out in the open doing it, and she had to actually be dainty and turn her back away to apply it.
I didn't catch that, but it makes sense. Yeah.
Now, I've heard, and this is from my time when I was in the fire department, unfortunately, riding the ambulance, you come across some dead
stinkies,
bodies, and some
floaters.
Someone that's lived alone in an apartment, and then no one checks on them, and they've been there for a week or two, and it's disgusting, unfortunately, and it's the worst smell in the world. And when I was the new guy, I was definitely like Tommy Boy, like new guy's in the corner puking his guts out. Like I literally went in the hallway, and one of them, like the paramedic I was with, was like, go in the hallway, get out of here. Like, do not, like, don't vomit in here. Like,
was he like Garth when he was like, if you're gonna spew into this?
Yeah. Well, then when we got back to the firehouse, like one of the guys was like keep some Vicks in your locker and like just keep it in your gear bag and like just put some Vicks on and let menthol draw it out. And like other guys were like, no, Vicks opens up your nasal passages. It'll like intensify, like it'll let all that.
So maybe it's not a menthol. Maybe it's more of like just kind of other stinky overload. Stinky.
Yeah, I don't know. So they that was like a 30-minute argument over dinner that night of whether or not to put something in your nose that smells like mint and menthol, or put something there or don't put it there, because putting it there opens up your passages to even worse smells. Anyway,
what are your thoughts?
My 2 cents.
No, I got no thoughts on that.
Either way, it smells bad, and it's disgusting.
What I do is under one nostril I put the Vicks, and the other one I put something else.
Right.
Yeah, just to even it out.
Yeah. Then we get the
cocoon.
The cocoon. We find
good catch by Clarice.
Yeah, something's lodged in her throat.
And the creepy guy that's always creepy is like, that could be leaves from the water.
Right.
Yeah. Always creepy, man.
They roll her over. She's skinned on the back, cut out like angel wings.
Different pattern.
Yeah. Pretty gross.
So
that's where some of the horror gets drawn up, because that's a pretty gross looking body.
They had to create something that looked like body fat. I read about that, or watched a featurette. What am I talking about? Read. I didn't read nothing.
Yeah, because that's a actor. That's not like a man.
Right.
That's not a cadaver they're working on.
Have these ladies just like covered in dirt and like fake fat exposed. And
so on the movie poster you see like the death head mask.
Oh, I was going to do this.
The face or the skull. It wasn't an actual picture of. It was
I was going to do this.
Dali.
Yeah.
Salvador Dali.
So.
Picture it's like the silhouette of
women,
7 women shaped.
It's awesome. I'm gonna post that on our Instagram so people can see it. But like if you zoom in on the moth, there's women shaped in the form of a skull. Yeah. They also use it for
Charlie just said.
Which really, which really fits.
Yeah, it's awesome.
He painted that in the past for this movie.
Right.
Yeah, I mean it fits so well.
It's like a picture. It's a photograph.
It's also the cover of the Dissect.
Damn it! Why are you stealing my stuff?
Sorry, man.
I should have jumped in earlier.
You gotta be quick.
I'm leaving.
Wait, give me a burger.
I love
first.
The Descent. Love Dolly.
So that's when we get after the next meeting with Lecter, and she's trying to get more information from him. Gives him the case file, or I'm sorry, after Catherine Martin gets kidnapped.
It amplifies the need to catch this guy, right?
And that's where we meet Buffalo Bill, and he's doing the Ted Bundy thing, trying to load a couch in his van, and
one-handed.
Yeah, great needle drop. American Girl, Tom Petty.
Yeah,
great needle drop. And then so Catherine Martin gets kidnapped there, and then pretty gruesome that he gets her in the van, and you're size 14, and then he starts
jacking her like 3 times.
Sarah looks at her jacket, like
perfect.
I'm glad they showed it was off screen, like in the van,
right the brutal
attack, not
like 3 punches.
Yeah.
So then he cuts the jacket off of her, just like basically gets it all aroused over her back. He's like feeling it.
Yeah.
Oh,
sees the tag. She's a 14.
Winner.
He's got a good eye.
Right.
You think if he cut the sweater off and it was like 16, he'd have been like, oh, and
just
dumped
like
the body
kicked her out of the car
to another parking lot.
There'd be more. So we found out that they're wondering why he doesn't kill them right away or doesn't do anything sexual to them. He keeps them alive for 3 days, and we start to understand this right about now, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
and then their skin post-mortem.
Right.
Shoots them, and then skins them.
Starves them a little bit to draw that loose skin so he can cut off better.
So Catherine is a senator's daughter. Do we think he knew that?
No.
This was
but it does feel like he scouted out.
I don't think he would have cared too much, but
I think he scouted her out just like she's the right size and set and waited for her. Like this wasn't just like he went to an apartment complex and just waited for random people.
He had the night vision on. Like,
because he was hunting away from his house. Like she was in,
but he didn't give any
Tennessee,
indication that he
Ohio.
knew.
Where was she
Memphis,
at?
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he probably would have not taken her if he had known.
Probably
Because he's a serial killer. He's trying to get away with it. He's trying to do his thing for as long as he can because that's whatever connects him to enjoyment in life. But you wouldn't pull that heat on yourself. He would have to have known that a senator's kid,
gonna get you a little more heat,
a lot more heat.
So we get the next meeting between Starling and Lecter. We get the
quid pro quo,
the quid pro quo, and we get the
I hate
exchange
that word.
for
quid pro quo.
We get the
Phrase.
senator's offer, which turns out to be a fake offer. We later find out, but
Yep.
an offer that if he gives information leading to Catherine Martin's rescue, that he'll get transferred to a place where he can have a window and he can
walk on the
year
beach
go to
once a week,
and
yeah,
swim for
or
an
once
hour.
a year for a
Did
week.
anybody else have a false memory of Clarice and Jack discussing that plan?
No.
In my head, I had this memory where we actually saw them concoct the plan to fool him, but like,
Yeah,
I'm crazy, I guess.
Maybe there's a director's cut.
Maybe on
There's
TNT
a lot
they
of
throw in some other
deleted
stuff.
scenes, but it sounds like she did it, and then later when they find out it's fake, he's like, because I think the guy I think it's Roger Corman is like the FBI. He plays the FBI director,
Right.
And he calls Crawford, and he's
Did
like,
you make a dumbass?
Did you make the?
Oh yeah,
treat me
but that
through
was
this?" And
after
he's
that
like-
fucking.
He's like,
After
yeah, I
Chilton.
had to come up with something. And,
Chilton.
After Chilton dimed him all out
Yeah.
to fucking
and then
Hannibal
and then it
Lecter.
turns out there is a real offer from the senator.
Yeah, after that,
After
she's
the
like, that's a
fact.
great idea.
Yeah, and that's when we get Chilton goes into Lecter's
What a
cell.
douchebag.
Lecter's not in the one they transfer him in, but he's strapped to this thing with a face mask that
Right.
pushes his
Oh,
nose
yeah.
all
Look,
the way in.
he
That
had to be
looked
pissed
really
off as an
uncomfortable.
actor to have to do that.
Right.
my
No,
God.
he tried them all out. Did you
That
guys see
looked really
the
hard.
the featurette? There was a fencing mask they wanted him to wear. There was like a big bingo, the bingo cage. There was a big old cage they made him wear, and then eventually they went with this fiberglass thing, and they were gonna paint it, but it looked almost like leather or dried skin kind of thing. So they're like, perfect.
But that one, I think Mike was talking
Oh,
about.
you're talking about the other one, the wire
metal
one, the wire one
wire
that pushed his nose down,
where
right,
his
yeah.
nose is like you can see it
Not the
smushed.
iconic
and
one, yeah.
I'm doing it right now.
Right.
It quickly becomes uncomfortable.
Right.
Right. It's uncomfortable for us to watch you do it.
And then what are all the
Watch
rules?
this.
Like no pens, no staples, and what the fuck is Chilton doing in there?
Sitting there with
Laying
his
in
gold
Lecter's
pen.
spot with
Fucking-
his pen, twiddling it, chewing on the end of it. like,
That's the type of guy he
You're
is,
an
though.
I think we got our first nominee for dumbest character.
And then in Memphis, when he was reaching for that pen, that was so awesome. We're like,
yeah, once he's reaching for it, you can't find it. You're
which
like,
is so
And
weird.
Lecter's in the background, just like with his mouth a little bit open, which is a little disconcerting.
Right.
And his eyes just darting back and forth. And I was like, God damn.
Right.
So we get the transfer to Memphis happens rather quickly.
They freaking had Elliot Ness. Like, who was the new guy that they brought in to take over the case? He was like dressed like he was an untouchable or something. It
Like
was
from the DOJ, I think.
right, something.
And then the senator's there, and Lecter starts giving information, but then turns back into creepy Lecter, where he wants to know personal things like, did you nurse Catherine?
Yeah. Did it
Did you breastfeed her?
Did it toughen your nipple?
nipples, didn't it? Oh God!
They say that when people lose their limbs, they can.
And
still
he's about
feel
to
them.
overplay his hand, and
Oh,
she's
yes.
walking out, and then he throws out the information.
James' friend,
Louis' friend,
Lewis' friend,
5'10", blue eyes, blonde
pale blue
hair.
eyes, yeah,
That's all I know for now. But if I think of something, Mom, I'll let you know.
and great suit.
Love your suit.
Yeah.
Love your suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more thing, Senator.
Love your
Love
suit.
your suit.
It's a great scene. Love that scene.
Yeah.
So they move him into like a steel cage,
Like a
in
bird cage,
in
steel
like-
match, cage match.
I don't know
It's
where
cool.
this is. It looks like an old gymnasium.
It's a courthouse.
Yeah, they're at a courthouse.
With
Like,
the-
what the fuck?
with the curtain
room-
take over
I
a
don't know what the room
courthouse?
is in there. Is that where you go if you're like in contempt of court? They put you in a cage. for
I don't
like
think
the
that's
rest of
there.
the day?
There was barbed wire. There was sea wire up
right.
in the
There was
balcony, so he could
little
climb up there.
Little shitter behind a curtain. That was all I know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Comes in handy later.
It's like a bucket. There's no plumbing in the middle of that room. Come on. But yeah, they get him up there and he's reading books and Starling comes. This is the last meeting
Oh, this is the
between him and Starling, and she's
her mea culpa. She had to
Yeah. And
apologize.
she's starting to kind of freak out a little bit, and he's starting to ask her questions, and like, like what is his motive? And
she knows
to kill women. He's like, no.
Right.
He covets, and like he's like testing her, and she's like failing the test.
She knows that we're at the end of the road. We got like a day left, maybe.
Yeah.
So time is of the essence.
And then Chilton shows up with his army of goons
After the actual Silence of the Lambs reveal what that was about.
And they never say it. The Silence of the Lamb.
They never say it.
Right.
It seemed like it should have been called
the
Screaming of the Lamb.
Or did
he said it a couple
Did they
times.
ever stop screaming?
Yeah.
Right. But then I was waiting.
Fantastic. Like you've seen movies that are like they reference the title in like the first minute of the movie. Where it's like, we have a geostorm.
There's that whole
or something.
It's one of the things
Family Guy thing.
I hate about Remember the Titans. There's a scene where Will Patton is like getting his defense fired up. He's like, I want them to remember. And he's gonna say the Titans, and he goes, the night that they played the Titans. I'm like, oh man, you messed it up. That's not the name of the movie.
There's a Family Guy
Remember the night they played the Titans.
Scene where they're like talking about how when they say the name of the movie in the movie, and he's like, oh, there it is,
But this one was good. It played
Remember the night that one Friday in September when they played the Titans. Oh, come on, man. Just
Son of a bitch.
I always
He did it on purpose.
Damn it.
But yeah, it was a great reveal about her childhood. We found out she ended up going to the orphanage. Tough life for Clarice, we find out.
For sure, yeah. And then Chilton comes in, was like, all right, Clarice, you're done. Time's up. You're going. Get out. And
After he was hamming it up for the cameras outside.
And one of the guys there to escort her, George A. Romero.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the bearded guy with the walkie-talkie. Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't have a line. He's just there.
He didn't get paid.
But so we get she's getting escorted out, and Lecter's like, your case file, and she breaks free and goes and gets it, gives it a little...
No, the finger rub.
Finger rub.
Oh,
well, I love when I
Hannibal.
go to the gate on base and I have my ID card to the security forces guy, and I get that little finger, and I make uncomfortable eye
I
contact
hate it
with them.
when you're doing a handshake and somebody accidentally sneaks in the pinky finger underneath in the handshake. Ugh, it just makes me
when
shiver.
the handshake lingers too long, or
Oh,
you do a
yeah.
handshake and like they start with the thumb. It's like, whoa, what are you doing, man?
Nah,
And
bro.
they bring you in for a kiss. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's not long after that. Then we get the guards are coming in, and Lecter's being a gentleman, so they're being a gentleman to him. He's
Right.
getting one of his 3 hots
Right.
to go with his cot, as they
Well, his
said.
4th hot that day because he was
Oh,
so
he
hungry he
requested an
needed
extra plate.
some rare lamb chops, which looked pretty good.
Yeah, and then
Made me hungry.
yeah, so he assumes the position down at the to get handcuffed to the bars while they set his food up, but he's hiding part of Chilton's pen, which he puts
In his mouth. And I think that's what he was
behind his hand,
right.
tucked
Yeah,
in his hand. Yeah,
the old magician. He probably
I think
learned
he
that. in that
swallowed
man.
it and he was shitting it out.
I think he
he was sifting
swallowed
through
it, but
He's
like he
I got
was like working it up through the mouth
okay.
part because he
they
pulled.
don't really say.
They
They
don't
don't.
say how he did that.
Yeah,
I
Another
always
deleted
assume.
scene.
it
I
was
hope
in his
it's not in
mouth.
the
him
shit.
rooting through his feces in that bucket. Like, yeah, where's
Assume the
that?
position, and he's got
Well, you
just
got to
shit
shit
all
straight
over his
into your
hand.
hand and squeeze it until you find the metal.
Yeah, so when he kills the guards, man,
Gross.
this is crazy. He bites the one's face, like
Well, at first he handcuffs. Right, he handcuffs the
maces
one.
him. After that, yeah, he handcuffs the one, and then the one that's handcuffed, he just beats him with the nightstick.
Which
and the blood spout coming up after every hit.
Critique.
No,
I got a
so
critique.
good.
I
So
think it
good.
would have taken a long time to beat somebody to death with a. You still have that free arm,
Blunt force
right?
trauma to the head.
But you still got that free arm. You got one free arm that you can block a lot of those blows. But taking a little longer.
One
You never
blow.
know. Yeah.
One blow is deadly force. You hit him the right way.
I don't know. I kick him. I'm kicking Hannibal right in the chest,
No, okay, sure thing, Justin.
like Chucky. Like all the people are like, "Oh, just drop kick Chucky."
And the way he's so calm about it. You know,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
just
No,
so calm
it
when
was
you beat
a
the shit out of him.
masterfully shot scene. But I'm like, yeah, we could have put up a little more fight, probably.
Yeah. Another version
That
of this
works.
movie, they're
Close
actually
enough.
showing like the face getting mangled, you know. They just have the blood splatter coming up on the white shirt. And it's just like that's
Ready when you are, he
So
says,
good. Yeah.
to echo what they said to him. Did
And
we
then-
know the first time we saw this? Did you know right away? It does look like Anthony when he's laying there. It does look like Anthony
It
Hopkins when
does.
he's laying there. But the first time I was watching this as a dumb 11 or 12-year-old, I don't know if I realized that was him.
No, and I think that's the point.
Right. I'm hoping that's what I'm wondering if like
nobody caught it the first time around.
Okay.
That doesn't look. That's not Anthony Hopkins.
That's not something that
but
happens.
You watch it over and over again, and you're like, that's clearly Anthony Hopkins with stuff on his face.
Yeah.
But then when he's in the ambulance, I mean, he pulls like a full
Gauze and
skin
everything.
mask.
He
off.
faked a seizure to avoid getting some of those tests done, though, right? I think.
Right.
And that was clever too by Mr. Hannibal Lecter.
I mean, this is a big nitpick of mine. Like, there's a face on top of his face in the ambulance. Like, they're putting an O2 mask on him. Like, dude,
I think they're trying to
gotta
stabilize.
see that there's like a face on top of face. You got to know that something's not exactly
face on a
right.
face.
Maybe.
The
Yeah.
one, like when he's laying on the ground and they're the one cop is like, this one's alive, and he's like, that's Jim Pembry. You talk to him
Because he's wearing the
keep talking
uniform,
to him.
right? And he's about
Like,
the same height.
I think.
You got to be able to tell if a face is on a face.
Go ahead, Charlie. I've got a theory
I think that we have to kind of believe that what they're seeing looks like a slashed up face.
Right. And
because that's how he gets out. So he has to get out in the movie. So we have to find a way for him to get out. And this is the way for him to get out. And so they have to, like,
They do
when we
bandage-
didn't
they
see
do
in the
bandage
very,
the face
Right.
up.
like when
Right
you
away.
see the
That-
first time, you don't know that it's him, but you see it again, you obviously see that it is. I feel like it's kind of the same thing when you're in the situation.
I also want to say
it looks close enough.
that crime scene had to be disorienting. There's a
Shocking.
guy like splayed out like
Got the
an
fucking
angel.
disemboweled.
the Viking blood
So
eagle.
like there's so much focus on that and the miracle that somebody's alive. They're just like, let's get him out. We got a killer to catch. Like, just,
yeah.
I could see it. I like your nitpick though. It is, face on a face would probably be a little slidey.
Paramedics having to be close to your head to do certain things like give oxygen. They would
Might
see
just
a face
fall
on
off,
a face.
or it would just
Or it would
slide
fall-
off.
Yeah, or it
Like-
would slide off at some point.
Hey, does anybody else remember Cable Guy where he puts the chicken skin on his face?
Oh yeah, that's why I do.
That's what you referenced earlier, right?
Silence of the lambs. Yeah, yep.
Oh, barely. That's my
then the other
part.
That's from
This thing's also
French
so,
Connection.
the Midnight, or what's the
Midnight
Right.
Express.
Yeah.
This is Chris Isaac's cameo.
Oh,
Wicked
yeah,
Game.
SWAT
He's
team
the
guy.
SWAT team commander here.
Yeah.
Comes in. And
Oh, okay.
tells him.
Did you
hey,
see?
one in the leg?
Yeah.
Does the one in the leg and
did look
wing
familiar,
him
but I
in the
couldn't
elevator.
remember.
He said wing his leg.
Yeah, one, and then
No movement.
yeah, but there's a lot going on. They're doing a lot of cuts. They're cutting between the ambulance and they're cutting between back with the SWAT team. And I feel like I don't know
think
if
it's on purpose.
There's a deleted scene in there, but when Lecter rips the face off in the ambulance, all of a sudden, like Starling's friend at the academy drops
Sprints.
the payphone,
Sprints
and
down the hall.
Like, who was she on the phone with? Who was talking to her?
I think
And why'd
somebody
she
that
drop it
knows
in haste and run and go find
Yeah.
to
Starling?
protect Clarice. I think the immediate thought was somebody's coming
gonna come
after
for her,
Clarice,
yeah.
right? Like she's next logical
So
Yeah.
it
choice.
wasn't like something I because I was like,
No, that's what I felt.
It wasn't
from
perfect, but like that's my thought. It's like she was like, "Hey, I got to tell Clarice that he escaped."
right. Okay.
So
Yeah, she's in danger.
you in
Because
danger,
there
girl.
wasn't like 10 seconds before that where she like picks. They're like, "Hey, it's for you. Hello. Oh, this is so and so. Tell Clarice Hannibal is out."
Or
like, and then she drops it and runs. They just show her
Yeah.
talking the phone. I'm like, who the fuck
Or
is she
maybe it
talking
was
to?
like a, "Hey, have you seen Clarice? Yeah, she's in the shower.
yeah,
I'll take the call."
right.
Are you saying about her in the shower?
Yeah.
She's not into you, Charlie.
And that's when
No,
we
she's
get
not.
that's when Clarice puts it together like that he knows the victims, like he knew the first victim, Frederica Bimmel, like he knew her or whatever, because you have to covet something, you have to know that person before you can covet something
Yeah.
about them or whatever. So, and then that leads Starling to actually go and interview Frederica's family. So that was, and then when she gets there and she's like, the cops have been here, they've been talking to us, she's like, oh, I just want to take another look. And yeah. And I think she realizes when she is in the family's house and she's looking in the bedroom, she looks in the music box and finds like the pictures.
those
And
pictures.
maybe that's something that only
that's a female thing for sure. You're right,
Because a
Mike.
man would not know.
Like we wouldn't know.
what's in the
Yeah,
music
we'd be like,
box.
"Oh, there's
And they
probably
clearly didn't find it because everyone's been in that house looking for clues.
right,
Right.
but not
Well,
a
not a
female,
woman.
right?
Right. All men.
That's like if you ever want to hide secrets, just put it in like your maxi pad bag or something. We're not going through there, right? But a woman might know that there's stuff in there.
That's where I hide all my good stuff.
Yeah. And then after they talk to the family, she finally she figures out that a friend of Frederica's and was like, did she hang out with anybody? And then that's when she gets the name Jame Gum. And she doesn't know that that's Buffalo Bill yet.
No.
Jame Gum is a new name that we don't know.
I don't think she had that yet. I think she knew about the sewing that she was a seamstress for the neighbor. She did a lot of alterations for the neighbor. I don't know if she knew.
That's when
Jane.
she goes to like the diner
asked.
or whatever.
Yeah, she goes to the diner and gets that.
So she had a frantic call with Crawford and was like we know something, and
they're
he was
like, we know where he
yeah,
is.
yeah.
We're
So-
on our way. And she's like 200 miles away.
Exactly. He
Yeah,
said
she's in
his
Ohio. They're going to
Like
near
Pennsylvania.
near Chicago.
Chicago, right? Because like that's where James Hopkins or wherever the
like Joliet or something like that.
Joliet.
the sex change
they say
procedures.
Columbus, Ohio.
In northern Illinois, they call it Joliet.
Joliet.
So yeah, that's when Crawford said his name is James Gum or James Gum. First of
S.
all,
Just
James.
no S guy.
The first reference was Jamie Gum, when I was reading it,
James.
all the information, I was like, oh, it's not. I thought it was Jamie. It's like that. It's very offensive to my brain that there's no S on the end of that. But then they say Jamie Gum, and then they say a James Gum, and then they refer to him later, continuously
Right.
after
So
that.
that's
as
when she
James
asked.
Gum. It's
That's
like,
when she
oh,
asked the friend, "Have you heard of James Gum?" Or
That hurts my brain.
there's another name, John something.
something, yeah, like that.
Not gonna
But
work
then
there
the
anymore.
friend at the diner clues her in because they were worked together.
Seamstress, yeah.
That they did a lot of work for that old lady.
Chillet, I think was her name. So, I got to talk to. What's their name? I got to talk to
I
them.
need to interview her too.
And
yeah.
that's how it led her there. Was anybody else a little? It was a little trickery by the director here, where it showed the footage and it said, what did it say? It said Chicago or whatever. It showed the house in the Chicago. They did a good job of tricking us to believe that
They were raiding his house.
right that
really, really
At
well.
the same
Did a
time,
great
Jodie
job.
Foster's
Really,
going
really
to
well.
James Gum's house.
But I mean, we're missing out.
That was great, though.
on
It was-
some of the best scenes. Put the lotion in the.
Oh,
It
right,
puts
right.
the lotion on its skin.
Let's talk about that. In a second. The doorbell, that
Fucking
like yeah.
crazy ass
Oh, yeah.
dog.
Okay. Let's talk about James Gum for a minute here. I mean, I don't mind the music he was listening to. It's pretty cool. But every time I hear that now, every single time
Every
I hear
time.
that, I say, I'd F me. Would you F me?
See, this is a song
It was
I don't
referenced
hear
in,
unless it's this.
Oh, Clerks or one of those
Clerks too,
movies, right?
yeah.
Clerks do, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't
where
this is a
Jay's
song
like
I
doing
don't
this-
hear on the radio.
No.
So, but it's a really good. My daughter,
song.
while we were watching it today, actually said that she's listened to this song on whatever she listens to.
Yeah,
she's very
growing
secretive
up,
about
listening to
it.
The radio was never like.
But it
"Here's
was
Goodbye Horses by
who
Q
was-
Lazarus. Like
That's
you
what it
never
is.
heard
Goodbye Horses, Q Lazarus. Yeah.
That's the needle drop, though.
Oh,
So,
yeah. the original song for this, you know what it was?
what?
It was supposed to be Bob Seger's "Her Strut," way more famous song.
Right. I mean, but this was better.
this-
This is better because it's a vibe, right?
It's definitely a vibe, but "Her
It's a
Strut,"
vibe.
Her Strut is almost too on the nose.
Right. That's true.
When
That's
you listen to the
true.
lyrics of "Her Strut,"
So-
it's like that's way too on the nose.
So do we see? We don't see the incomplete skin suit until Jodie Foster pops in the room. I think, right?
Yes, when she shows up
but
and
she-
she's in the basement.
But Jame is wearing a
The
wig,
head it's a scalp.
a scalp. Okay, yeah. A scalp wig.
Yes.
And like a blouse, and he's plucking on his
Then he does
little
the famous tuck.
nipple ring, and he's got
He's
his
putting the lips
he's put
liner or whatever
right.
lipstick on. He's like, "Would you fuck me?
I would.
I'd fuck me."
Yeah. And then,
I'd fuck me so hard.
So let's go out of order. We can talk about what he says. He starts off very polite to the lady, almost sing-songy.
Yes.
And the
Puts the lotion on
puts the
their
lotion. Lest it gets the hose again.
Or else it gets the hose again.
Shut the fuck. She goes nuts.
Put the lotion in the basket. I'll bring you so much pain. You got to really get into it
how
and
does
be
he
a
get
little
down
loud
there?
to nail it.
Like, so he just
He
lowers
just throws her
himself
down there.
Well, like,
no, I can't.
I'm
just
talking
throw
about
her
like to
down
get. Does he shoot from up above and then go down and hoist her out, or how do we get
Oh yeah,
out of there?
I think the tying of the hands is he's got like a pulley. He shoots them. probably in the head. Goes down, ties her hands together,
Hoists.
then puts like a hook between there and hoists them out.
kind of
He probably hoists them
winch
down
and
that
pulley
way
system?
Too. Yeah,
Is that what-
He probably hoists them down that way too.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh no, Justin!
After he licks their bare back.
Or whatever part he's looking to.
I mean,
He needs more parts. Like, he
is
can't
the
just
little-
get all their backs. He needs building a
Right.
suit.
Yeah.
Which is why
Right.
in the night vision,
Well, actually,
he's coveting
the
Jodie
back-
Foster's shape,
Yeah.
which is why he reaches out.
Yep.
He wants her scalp, and which is also why he doesn't shoot her in the head.
My
he needs
thoughts.
her head.
My thoughts on the back is it's the largest uninterrupted strip that you can get. It's almost like finding a yard of material at Michael's or whatever, right?
I'm sure they'll be happy to be mentioned in this podcast.
This episode brought to you by Michael's.
Joanne's Fabrics.
Joanne's back fabrics. But yeah, that's my thought. So I don't know why he didn't then
Like Toys R Us and Kids R Us.
Right.
Joanne's back fabrics
Yeah.
is
like
next
he
door.
could have been more efficient, I think, and just cut more off each person.
But like
Come on
Anthony
now.
Hopkins tells us, it's not about the kill.
Right.
It's not about this transformation.
But
he is a serial killer. He just thinks it's about becoming a woman.
he did want to get the arms so they fit right, and let's be honest, he wanted some tits, so he got a whole tit off of there too.
Just one though.
Just one tit, right? Just
Like,
get both.
Like I feel like he messed
with
it
them
up.
symmetrical.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Like maybe he messed it up, and he's gonna have to come back.
Mike, when you made your lady skin suit, didn't you get two of this from the same lady?
You know, it was so long ago. I just can't remember.
Right. That was before you were making fun of Lazy Eye. Oh no, that was someone else.
There's no statute of limitation on murder, Mike.
See, I never was able to make one because I could never wait the 3 days. I
can't.
I got shit to do.
It's like trying to
shit to do.
It's like trying to keep your McDonald's fries in the bag when you're way home. Half of those are gone, man.
No, if they cool off, they're worthless.
Right.
They're
Yeah,
garbage.
yeah.
You
Cold
just
McDonald's
throw
fries,
them
gross.
away.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So
All right, let's get there.
Yeah, let's get it there.
let's get to the end, and this is an incredible ending where you get the double fake out.
Oh, my
You're
gosh.
oh shit, she's there by herself, and the help is 200 miles away or whatever.
Yep.
And she's does the subtle thing when his back's turned and like kind of
Flicks the
unholsters
thing,
her
yeah.
gun just a tiny bit, and then
What
asks for
clued her off the
number.
most was the freaking moth.
The
man.
moth
Yeah,
flew and
moth
landed
landed
right next to her.
right there, and she's like, "Oh shit."
He loved his moths. He fed them honey.
Was she a big fat
Yeah,
person?
was
We
she-
also got that line.
Oh yeah, but
And
like we
the
talked
way
that
he
earlier.
moves with the cards, and he's like, "I got that card," and
There's
she pulls
something
his
on
gun.
his
Hey,
all
can
his
we just,
fingers
like,
are a
oh.
little browner on the tips.
Right.
It's really gross.
And
He's
this way he like
effective.
fumbles the cards and drops them as he runs away.
After his 3
so
minutes
good.
seven.
like a marionette come to life or something. It was weird. I was like, what's going on?
And then
Yeah,
the
everything.
training that she fucked up in the beginning, where she didn't check the corner.
Check
of the
your corner,
room,
you're
now
dead.
Her training is back,
Bang, you're dead.
comes back to
Yep.
life, where he's
Dead, Starling.
We're looking at her through the night vision goggles, which
Oh.
is so creepy, and it's completely dark. She's feeling her way.
She's
around.
doing a great.
She's checking
Jodie
the
Foster's
corners
doing a
every
great
time.
job of
Acting.
She looks like she's
acting
just-
in the being in the complete dark.
Yeah.
So, like, that's, I'm
She
telling
hears
you.
the gun click and just turns.
When I talk about what stuck with me from a kid, like that scene, like there's so much weird shit in this thing, but like the night vision scene where
night vision,
she's,
man.
turns around and shoots him and he's like, oh, like
Yeah, he does a really good death scene.
blood curdling.
Yeah.
Yeah, she pulls the curtain down to let a little light in. And you
Oh,
see
she
it.
shoots out one of those.
Oh, yeah,
windows
she just
accidentally.
straight up-
Because she just fucking.
To hear that click,
reloads.
to hear the click of the, the hammer
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah.
Great
She's
scene.
trained. She is a trained FBI agent.
Not
who's
really,
about
though.
who's about to graduate.
She's
and that's
just
not
a
a,
baby.
short program.
Just a baby.
She's not a short program. This guy is
She's
just some
done probably
average.
more in her time as a
serial
trainee
killer.
than some guys with like 20 years.
He's got no weapons training.
Right.
Right.
And that's kind of the crux of some of that Clarice show is we don't have that much time, but there's a lot of jealousy of how she lucked into this situation and how she's only famous because of this. But yeah, we'll skip right past.
Yeah. Do you think she left Catherine there just a little longer? When she's like, "Come get me, you fucking bitch." You think she's like,
I mean, I would.
you fucking bitch. That was another line that was
when she kills Buffalo
heard.
Bill, she's like,
That
"You
was
know what?
the-
You can stay there just a little bit."
Yeah,
longer."
no
That
survivors.
was the one where everybody in the theater bust out laughing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was great. The Catherine was great. Like
Yeah, one
as-
of Mary's favorite characters is her. I mean,
She was great.
She was trying to actively get out, and she caught that dog,
Oh yeah,
princess,
Precious.
precious, whatever,
Precious.
nuance.
That was-
and was like bargaining
Right.
She basically at that point, I feel like she saved her own life.
At least
They
delayed
gave her enough time
Right.
for starting to show up.
Made him think and enraged him, which, that's not common for like that type of killer, right? Like to get them all emotional, but it slipped a lot.
Yeah. And then we get the very end. We get
Graduating.
She graduates and then gets a phone call, and who is it? Dr. Lecter, calling from the Bahamas.
Gonna have a friend
Having a friend for dinner.
lunch, for dinner.
Dr. Chilton walks into
It's
frame.
like, don't worry, I will not call on you.
And I never caught it before, but he was there. That the guy that was with him, he said like, "Oh yeah, the security's already set up." So he was like,
Worried.
they were getting him out of the country to hide him with security
because he fucked
and
with him so bad.
Lecter knew where he was.
And now
he was
Lecter's
waiting
out,
for
he's
him.
like, I'm gonna fucking find you,
Yep. Yeah,
So
for
did he
dinner.
go to Jamaica or something?
Bahamas,
it looked like.
I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bahamas maybe.
I think it was Bahamas. Yeah.
Did it say? I don't. I,
I
didn't
think
catch
there's a
it.
flag. Or,
Okay.
yeah.
It looked like when I've been to Jamaica, and it looked like the streets and like how the cool kids are in their uniforms and stuff running around.
Or in the book, it's the Bahamas.
Oh, really?
It might be the one.
Didn't know you were a reader, sir.
I'm not. I read about it.
Somebody knows. Somebody knows. Just leave a comment.
It's unknowable.
It's unknowable. It could be unknowable.
It's like one of those unknown. They use like an unknown country, like in Top Gun Maverick, where they're just like the enemy, and it's just like they never say who it is
Because they don't want to piss off China or whatever it was.
Slow
Uzbek,
movie.
a China
What's the
stand,
what's
like,
the Genovia?
Genovia? I was going to say Princess Diaries.
Oh, what's the one in in Commando?
Oh yeah,
It's something.
I'm
that's
gonna
not
like
real
Sokovia from
Yeah,
from the
definitely like
Avengers.
Not a real country. Yeah.
Under
All right.
Attackistan.
All right. With the rest of the categories, let's hustle through this.
We can do it. Let's do it.
Which kill was the best? There's only one.
There's not.
on
Yeah, there's not a ton of on screens.
It's Lieutenant Boyle getting beaten to death and then disemboweled and hung up like a gargoyle.
And James Gum.
Old Jane Gum, yeah.
So if
But
most
no,
satisfying.
both of those guys got killed.
Yeah, they did. Person or whatever.
But there's not a lot of on screen.
It's got to be James. To me, it's James because the whole night vision, the whole build up, the whole
yeah. I agree.
Sure. Yeah. Could you escape this? Not really that kind of movie.
Yeah, really.
Where do the victims go wrong? I guess by being, you could not be the one getting in the van that someone's loading a couch in.
Right.
You could be like, no, you get in and I'll lift on this side.
Right. No.
That could be where you
I'm not getting in that
maybe,
damn van.
Save yourself a little
Mary,
bit.
when we were watching the movie, she's like, Olivia, I've told you about the scenario. This is why we don't help people.
I mean, that is kind of what it's saying. Like you or I or Mike don't have to think twice about helping somebody like that. Really.
There's no situation where you need to physically help somebody unless it's someone that you know, or like if somebody's on fire, that you shouldn't be like, you know what? I'm not qualified to do this. I will call 911
to help you get that.
To help you find your puppy. To help you get that couch in your car. I mean, and it's a really good deterrent. Like if someone said, "No, don't call 911," you were going to get abducted. Go home.
You're going to get
Go home. Lock your
Who
doors.
is the dumbest character?
Chilton.
It's Chilton or Catherine, unfortunately. But Catherine makes up for it. She's so smart, though.
Getting in the van,
but she's so smart
makes
later.
up
Yeah,
for it getting precious.
Right. Chilton is just a dumb cuckold the whole goddamn
That's like poking
movie.
a tiger. Like just like poking it. Why would you do that?
Wearing a meat jacket, poking the tiger, poking the tiger.
Yeah, like I guess you're just cocky, naive, whatever. Just you know that you're never going to be touched, but
turns out.
And what do you think Lecter does to him? Because the two guards, like Lieutenant Boyle, right? When Lecter shows up in Tennessee, is like, you treat us like gentlemen, we'll treat you like gentlemen, and get you three hot meals and a cot, and like, so they were nice to him.
And look how
we
they
saw
got.
what he did to them.
Okay, so
that was out of necessity to escape.
Cuts one's face off, beats the other one's to death, and hangs them up. With
What I think about is.
So what do you think he's doing to Chilton, who fucked with him for 8 years?
So Ray Liotta,
right? He makes him
like what he does to Ray Liotta. I think
what
would be.
Chilton's getting?
Way worse.
Sizzles up his brain. No,
Way worse.
I think he went to med school because he's a psychiatrist. So I think he keeps him alive and makes him experience like seeing his own guts or stuff like that.
Keeps him alive long enough to see him like amputate an arm, cook it up, and explain what the best dish is and wine to go with it.
That is literally
and eats it in front of it.
Literally a scene from the show Hannibal where he makes a delicious looking meal out of somebody's like leg. Like, oh,
yep.
There's like big old leaves wrapped around and tied up in twine. I'm like, but anyway,
and then comes back and does it again 2 times. Keeps him alive long enough for that.
I think it would have to do with his brain and his tongue because he punished him with his he spoke bad to him. I don't know
I don't know.
I haven't thought about it too much.
Yeah,
something dirty, something wrong.
Yeah. So let's keep going. I'll read off some of the fun facts I found that we haven't gone over yet. Some of the people that auditioned for or were offered the role of Starling that did not get it were Michelle Pfeiffer. She turned it down.
Yeah, the original
Deborah
director
Winger
wanted her.
Not as good of an actress, but
Deborah Winger, Andy McDowell, Madeline Stowe, Emma Thompson, Laura Dern. I know at least like Laura Dern, Deborah Winger, they're Michelle Pfeiffer.
Emma Thompson's a good actress, but she's British, right? So it's like
so is Hopkins.
Yeah, right.
But his accent does kind of come through a little bit.
A little bit.
That was the only bad part about his acting. In that movie.
But I think it was important that Jodie Foster, because she's so small,
perfect,
that it's important that that's an important part of the movie. Like Laura Dern is as tall as some of the men in probably this movie,
and she lobbied really hard.
As them being so dominant.
She wanted
this.
Yeah.
She lobbied really. She tried to buy the rights for the book. Then she found out Gene Hackman had it. And then she lobbied really hard to get that part.
She's an Oscar-winning. She's
and she already had an Oscar.
Right. We are used to seeing her in peril at this point, right? We're used to seeing her being, awful stuff being done to Jodie Foster on screen. So we're like, this is a vulnerable. This fits.
Yep. Gene Hackman wanted to be either Lecter or Crawford. Ed Harris turned down the role of Jack Crawford because he wanted to be Lecter, but was not offered that part.
Oh,
Ed Harris is Lecter. I don't know, but Ed Harris could have been Crawford.
I could see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Robert Duvall could have been.
That was who they wanted at first. They met with Duvall and they were like, yeah, that's not the right fit.
He's not.
Duvall in Manhunter, like Duvall's better than Brian Cox. But I don't know if he could do like this version.
Duvall is good.
Duvall's a great actor. I don't know if he could do this.
Anybody ever see The Apostle?
No.
Oh my gosh, man. He is an incredible actor, and I thought that was way past his prime.
Duvall's good, but Anthony Hopkins destroyed.
We didn't have time to go into like his methods of like picking Clarice apart, that was probably one of the best scenes where he's like kind of like listening to her and then crafting his question.
Jonathan Demme's first choice for Lecter was Sean Connery. Her liver was on fava.
He should have been. He should have been James Gumb.
No, he was also the first choice for Gandalf in Lord of the Rings trilogy. But he kept calling them bobbits instead of hobbits, so they were like, "He's out."
The Lorena Bobbit.
He couldn't grip the concept of the movies. And
Ian McKellen was great too.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
The cocoon found in the throat was made out of Tootsie Roll and gummy bears mushed together.
Oh, okay.
So if the actor accidentally swallowed it, it was edible.
Yeah, I found that too.
I'd have been like, oops, I need another cocoon, guys. I've been laying here. I need another one.
That was too loud of a laugh at that.
You went through a dozen?
Yeah. Right. I'm just laying here. I missed lunch. I need like 3 more cocoons.
Why do you start chewing immediately?
You're supposed to be dead. Stop moving your mouth.
Ted Levine went to trans bars and interviewed patrons to get a better sense of James Gunn.
I don't want to.
His dance was not in the original draft of the screenplay, but it is in the book. And so Levine felt it was necessary to add this to the film.
Like I said, the actors really kind of pushed the director around a little bit.
Yeah.
But made a beautiful movie.
If you have this could be a weird gun movie. You can't tuck a tiny penis. Can you tuck a tiny penis?
Like a
micro? Do you think he's like do you think Willem Dafoe?
He'd fucking wrap that around his leg is what I hear.
Okay.
All right. FBI agent John Douglas was on the behavioral science unit that consulted during the filming.
Yeah.
Scott Glenn modeled Jack Crawford after Douglas. The real-life Douglas was on the hunt for the Green River Killer, named Gary Ridgway, who killed 90 women between 1982 and 1998.
Yeah.
Quite accomplished.
Ridgway was arrested in 2001.
Wait, did you say 90?
98. Between 82 and 98.
Is he the winner? Like the
90s
champ
winner.
then?
I don't know if that's
I think
the
he's got to
most.
be the champ. That's
Ridgway was arrested in 2001, pled guilty to 48 counts of aggravated first-degree
holy
murder.
shit.
Douglas was later hired by the parents of John Benet Ramsey to investigate her death and apparent murder. The parents at the time were the suspects, and Douglas was the first public official to proclaim their innocence in the matter.
No, I don't know about that.
I mean, I'm not going to
They
get into
did
that
it.
whole thing.
They did it.
The other thing John Douglas did was, Scott Glenn, who plays Crawford, Glenn was like, this is really interesting. This is fascinating stuff. And he's like, if you think this is fascinating, listen to this. And played him a tape of two young victims getting killed, basically, and sexually abused and killed. Played them an audio tape. And he said after about 30 seconds of listening to it, had to turn it off. And it changed his life. Changed his thoughts on capital punishment. Says he's still haunted to this day by it. Says it's not fascinating at all.
Yeah.
So he wish I never said that.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of shit these guys got to listen to and deal with day to day. It's
Fun
fucks
fact.
with your head.
Fun fact about me: like when I was still interested in pursuing the psych and stuff, that was one of the paths I considered was this whole what they do, the behavioral science type
Right.
thing. Yeah.
Lecter is supposed to be
But I
from
was too
Baltimore,
lazy.
but because Hopkins is British, for Red Dragon and Hannibal, they write that he's of Lithuanian and French descent, which gives him his strange accent, I guess.
What?
Can I do Lecter from Baltimore real quick?
Do it. Let's do it.
Oh, hey, Clarice. How you doing, hon? Clarice, your cakes fall. Plum Island. I get to go down the ocean.
No, that actually.
Pro quo, Clarice. Little Catherine's waiting.
You sound like my aunt for real, who's from Waldorf area. Oh, it's
Lecter from Baltimore. Thank you.
yeah.
Is this a better movie if Lecter's from Baltimore? If Hopkins does that accent?
I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be funny. It'd be like Chris Elliott in Scary Movie or something.
John Carpenter, not a fan of this movie. Says it focuses too much on Starling, and he would have loved to direct it and made
That's
it more
the
frightening
point.
and gripping.
That's the point.
That's
No.
the point. It's from
No, no.
Clarice's POV.
Not every movie has to be
Right.
that.
That's the only reason the director wanted it is because it wasn't a Carpenter, vehicle, right?
One thing I didn't get, what was with the Nazi quilt that Buffalo Bill has? Because again, like he's trans is passive, but Nazi is definitely
Okay.
not. Nazis would not sympathize with him.
No.
And his ideology.
So
why? What's with that?
as Hannibal referenced, he's tried on a bunch of different things to see what fits.
Yeah.
Right. And
Exactly.
let's be honest, there's not many things that make us hate a character more than a swastika, right? So
Sure.
it's like
Yep.
they have a limited amount of time to make
So
us
it's like
hate
this guy's definitely bad. In case you didn't know.
He's the worst.
Gotcha.
And he rips tags off of pillows in the store.
Motherfucker.
So yeah, I got any other fun facts you guys got? Those are the
So Jodie Foster followed around Mary Ann Krause, an FBI agent, to kind of figure out the way things were going and how an FBI agent really operates, especially a woman in the FBI. And she was a little on the fence about the scene where she comes out and she stands by her car and she's crying. And she ran it by Mary Ann, and she was like, no, that's the real
Shit happens,
life,
yeah.
because eventually the trauma and the stuff just builds up so much. You just need a physical release, and we will just come out. And she's like, sounds good, keep it in.
Right. They were very deliberate to not make Clarice like be the screaming final girl type of thing. They were very deliberate in making her tough and in control.
But not
right.
in
but the
a
crying
exaggerated
it worked.
kind
it
of
worked
way.
because
like
it triggered
a human way.
It triggered like thoughts of where she came from and all that. It triggered all kinds of shit.
She's just an A-type, highly motivated, aggressive, self-starter person, and turns out those people have emotions too.
Right.
And they will come out whether you want them to or not.
That's deep, Charlie.
I know. I'm good at that.
good, man.
I hear that a lot. That's deep, Charlie.
Too deep.
All right.
Cool. Body count. Do you want me to just shout it out? Or do you guys? want
Yeah,
to
just throw it out. 3, 4.
Yeah,
So
I'm
this
going.
is according to the kill score or the kill count
Yeah.
website. There's 10.
They're
Most of them are
counting the
off
victims.
scene,
Yeah.
and, I don't think
I don't think those count. Like the
I don't count those.
victims.
They
Right.
counted those. They counted
Nah.
Miggs, who we don't see.
No, I would
Benjamin
count.
That would
Raspel,
count.
we
I'd
see-
count Miggs.
I would count Miggs, but not the earlier victims that don't.
Raspel, whose head's in the jar.
No.
Clarice's father, who we see in a flashback in
No,
a casket.
no, I wouldn't count that.
Buffalo Bill's sixth victim. We see the body. Lieutenant Boyle and Sergeant Pembry, the two guards. Two paramedics killed off screen, but their bodies are found.
Okay.
I would count those.
And then Mrs. Lippman, who was killed by Bill.
Oh, in the tub.
I don't know if I would count her.
And then
But we see
on
the
the
body.
fence.
and then
We
Jane
do.
Gum / Buffalo Bill. Clarice shoots him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they count 10 on the kill count.
Too many.
But some of those,
Nah.
yeah, it's a little too many. Gore score. What do you guys have for this?
5.
I would
It
do
just
like a
feels
3.
Well, if they showed him like cutting the face off, if they showed them cutting the strips off the back, you do see body fat. 5. Going 5.
Okay. What do you got?
I put 3 as well, just because it's.
I can be talked down for real because it's not.
I think because
super
based on
gory.
some of the other ones we did we do Nightmare on Elm Street? We only gave like a 5 to
We gave
or
it like
4.5.
1. All
And
right,
there is literally
coming down.
buckets of blood.
3. I'm coming down to a 3.5,
Let's see what I got here.
just to be different.
No, I'm sorry. Nightmare on Elm Street we gave a 7. But yeah, there's not a whole lot of blood, but there's just some disgusting, disturbing photos, like
Right.
the back missing the back fat,
body,
so you're
yeah.
seeing, like the
Body
underneath
fat
the
and-
skin.
Yeah.
The
And
guy
the photos.
posing body,
Cop
a head
up
in a
like
jar.
an angel.
The
The
cop
Jason
like
Bell
that.
cop. You get the blood splatter when he's beating him. You get the face being chewed on. And
But I think it's the
pullback.
blood splatter that really
I'll go
ups
up
the
to
gore
4.
score.
I'll come down to 4 too.
All right, I'll do
3.5 to 4. Let's say 4.
I'm like Jonathan Demme. You can push me
3.87.
around to anything, man.
3.87. That's as high as I'll go.
Yeah. The IMDb more like this section. IMDb is really lazy with this shit. It's just Red Dragon and Hannibal. Like Manhunter is not in that section, which it definitely should be.
Right.
Like
But-
movies like Copycat. Did you guys see Copycat?
Oh yeah, I love that
It's
movie.
a great movie, right? That should fit.
Is that my knife? No, is that my gun? What do you do with my gun?
Harry Connick was great in that.
Let's talk Horror Hall of Fame real quick. Hannibal Lecter is already
in it?
in our Horror Hall of Fame.
yeah?
For Mortal Villains. He is number 1 on AFI's 100 Years, 100 Heroes and Villains list that came out in
Yeah.
2003. This movie has 2 villains, him and James Gum / Buffalo Bill. Buffalo Bill a Hall of Famer?
No,
No.
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 I mean,
I think pop culture.
Incidental.
oh yeah.
I think he's
Like,
incidental.
I know where Mike's
He's like a
coming from.
pale reflection of Hannibal
Like,
Lecter.
you're a burl frat person.
Person.
People talk like him just
I
to be,
love-
like to be funny.
I love how his eyes light up and he smiles when he's like a super fat person.
Yeah.
It's the best. But anyway, I'm gonna say not this next time around. But like, yeah, on the short list, why not? Right?
Did we put Clarice on the
We
whole?
haven't put Clarice in
Not
the
yet.
protagonist yet.
Well, so Clarice is ranked number 6th on AFI's 100 Years, 100
which makes sense why she's not in our Hall of Fame yet.
100 Years, 100 Heroes and Villains list.
Yeah.
So she will go in, I think.
She's in there.
I think she's definitely a protagonist.
Jodie, call in.
Worthy.
We'll have to
Me.
figure out that episode. How many are we going to put in per year?
Should we put in 2 each? Well, we'll talk
I
about
think
it.
we need
Workshop
to do
it.
2,
2 or
yeah.
I
3.
think we should put in as many as we want.
Yeah. You don't have to boss me. Don't
I
push
mean,
my
like,
authority.
Like the Baseball Hall of Fame goes by votes. Football Hall of Fame, they put in 5 players no matter what. And it's like maybe there's 5 not worthy. But I mean,
Right.
there are.
Yeah.
But then there's always some that are left off. But then
Some
it's
of them
also
I'm like, really?
yeah, it's like just that year they just happen to be like this one. Like I don't know about that one, but it's like they go with 5, and it's like, well, if there's 5 not worthy, why are you going with 5? So you don't have to put a number on it. We'll just be like, yes, they are. If there's 10, great. If there's 1, great. Anyway,
Yeah,
story
good.
for another time.
Another time.
Any movie props that you want?
The mask is
The
for
mask.
sure. Yeah.
The masks just seem to get in
Great.
so quickly.
The skin suit was kind of, I mean, it's disturbing as shit, but like maybe.
Yeah.
A chicken bone in a bucket trap. I
The
don't know.
dog.
The dog.
Miggs has come.
Miggs' semen. Yeah, that'd be good. The moth.
I think
How about the moth?
The death head moth.
The
Yeah.
moth is
a
important.
framed newspaper article, Bill Skin's 5th. That's pretty
Yeah?
prominent. In the
I mean,
scene.
you know exactly what that's
Frame
from,
that,
right?
put it on the wall. Yeah.
Yep.
A,
A lot of I didn't think about it. There was a lot of good.
the moth
props
cocoon
that can
and the
go
moth.
in.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
The Tootsie Roll gummy bear.
Delicious.
Let me see that Tootsie Roll.
Let me see that Tootsie Roll.
You know what kind of hell I can bring you?
I don't know what pain is.
Okay, fun fact about. Okay, before we go too far, Family Guy. The voice of Chris Griffin is based on James Gum. What would James Gum sound like as a child? And like and that's what Seth Green did for it. So it's like,
Nice.
oh, America. It's
That's
like just
good.
ramp it up
Perfect.
a touch. Yeah, it's
So
the best.
good. Best use of Silence of the Lambs in pop culture. Dumb and Dumber does it. They
Cable guy?
They see the attractive woman walk by, and he's like, "I'd like to eat."
Scary
her liver with
movie?
some fava beans and Chianti.
Scary Movie 1 or 2 or 3. One
Yeah.
of those uses it.
Yeah, the cable guy with
Cable
the
guy.
chicken skin.
That's my
The
vote would be the
Office-
cable guy.
The Office.
Oh
Episode
yeah, with the mannequin.
with
Where
yeah,
you
cuts
harvest
the face.
I have
off
to harvest the
shipyard dog.
organs.
He puts the face on, and he's like, "Hello, Clarice," which is a famous misquoted line. Everyone
Right.
says "Hello, Clarice," but he says "Good evening, Clarice." He doesn't say hello to her.
People are idiots.
Clerks
That's why.
2, Jason Mewes does the.
Oh
dance.
yeah, he's got the chapstick. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's all I got. What do you guys? Anything else? I
Dude,
missed?
this
You guys
was
wanna-
fun, and I think we could talk about it for another hour, but nobody would
Easily.
listen. So
Right.
we have to do
got
this whole
stuff to
thing where
do.
we're like, hey, will people listen to another hour? It's diminishing return is what it is, right?
Right.
More people aren't going to listen to me.
We'll go from 4 to 1.
Right.
bonus episode. We'll just do 20 minutes just quoting Buffalo Bill lines back and forth to each other.
So like with me like not saying like some of the words he says, it's tough for me to get in on this, guys. I don't drop that F-bomb like you guys do.
Right.
Hand it out like it's Tic Tacs, man.
Tic Tacs.
Oh well.
You gotta make me angry. Then I'll
All right. So the next host for our
Charlie
movie podcast is
T-Pain.
Charlie.
Yep. Well, what I'm bringing in a special guest. Friend
So
of mine,
excited about this.
Friend of ours, Tori Smith. Big
Ravens wide
horror.
receiver?
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Exactly. She's a big horror fan, and we've talked about movies. We tried to get her into watch a movie once or twice, didn't work out. But she's going to pick the movie. I'll host, but we're going to have her on to talk about it.
But we know what it is, right?
I know what it is.
What is
and
it?
It's from 2004, and I got one word for you. The Grudge.
The Grudge.
Ah, good one. All
Sarah
right.
Michelle Gellar in The Grudge. No, I'm excited to have another person in here, a different perspective in
Yeah.
here. Yeah, because we get sick of each other. You gotta start,
I'm
you gotta start
I've been
fighting
sick
about
of you
facts
guys.
and stuff, and like
We're to tie. We
who
ended in a
directed
tie.
Ford versus Ferrari.
James Mangold. Duh.
And I mean, I did homework this time, but that's not going to happen very often. So when the next episode, whatever Mike says, we're going to go with that.
I can't even imagine like he's gonna be like, "Hey, FYI, Tori, you got to do all the homework." He's that guy in the group, the study group.
Like, answer these questions.
Just let me see your guide afterwards. Let me see it.
Right. Did you do the homework?
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to the All Guts So Gory podcast. If you like what we're doing here, best thing you can do for us is rate and review wherever you listen to your podcasts at. Follow us on Instagram at allgutssogorypod. Upcoming episode, we may have a mini episode. I'm not sure if we'll get to one this week, but if not, definitely check out The Grudge coming a week from.
Do we know where it's streaming right now?
And then I don't know.
Let me check that real fast for everybody.
The Grudge is coming up
For my
so
sister who
check that
watches
out.
those.
You got 5 seconds, Justin.
No. I got
4,
10. You guys need to do some
3,
freestyle rapping or something.
2.
All right. Are we talking about? We're talking about the 2004, not the 2019, which I did.
No.
2004. Looks like currently it also. Oh my gosh, I haven't even heard of some of these. Movie Sphere, Fossum, Roku Channel,
Fossum's free.
Roku
and
Channel's free.
Amazon.
Yeah,
So
Roku.
hopefully
Amazon?
everybody has it. It looks like the
Movie
Amazon.
Sphere, I think, is a Lionsgate app.
Okay,
but
so
Fossum is free.
well, that's freaking awesome. That's probably what it
Probably why it's
is.
called Fossum.
Commercials.
So watch it on Fossum.
All right.
All
So
right.
The Grudge coming up in a week. Check it out.
Yep.
Hope you like this, guys. This is All Guts So Gory for Charlie, Justin. I'm Mike. Andy, take us home.
Hard fuck me.
It's like it's mixing in like the guy from Men in Black.
Is that better?
Hey, your skin's hanging off your bones.
This is the end, friend.